Has not started yet. We're starting in about a half an hour, 7 Eastern time. Show's RPGrinders. This is going to be episode 645. Lots to talk about on the show today. Lots and lots of news, including obviously some game announcements, but a couple I'm really interested in, like Axiom Verge 2, Salt and Sacrifice, which is the follow-up to Salt and Sanctuary, which is a great game that I never finished. But we'll talk about that. Also, some Elden Ring news. Um, uh, Breakman will be back tonight, so you guys will be happy to hear his voice again. Obviously, we will too. I will have a review of a game called Abzu. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. Did you ever play that, Eric?
No, I have it on PS Plus though.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I think I bought that game when it was really cheap, like $4 or $5. But I don't know. You guys will have to wait for my review on that. Eric has his review of Ben 10. I believe Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, right, Eric? Okay. And he was waiting for break to get back, so that won't be a problem. Also, on the show today, we will have, of course, our usual Stinkos Sweetos. We're trying out a new segment tonight. I will reveal that on the show proper. And our free-for-all tonight, I don't know, Eric, what did you want to talk about tonight on our free-for-all? We got a few topics to talk about.
Mostly the thing on the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's perfect. We can talk about that because it's getting interesting.
You should have gotten a URL shortener for that segment link that you put on the document.
I know, man. I guess I could do that. Hold on. Let me go to tiny URL, I guess. Tiny URL. Boom. And then let's get a smaller URL per Eric's request. So it should be a fun time tonight. We're going to be discussing a few topics. I think you guys will really enjoy the new segment. Bernie is kind of Bernie's idea, so I think you guys will have a good time with it. Hopefully you have a good time with it. Come on, man. Why is my computer so slow? I need more RAM. I just gotta get more RAM. Every time I do an update, it just fucking...
Do you have any additional RAM slots, or can you just get larger stacks of RAM?
Yeah, just larger stacks of RAM. That's it. Jesus Christ. But I don't even know if that's the issue, to be honest with you, Eric.
Get it. Ow. Show them, girl.
God damn it. Hang on one second, Eric.
Ooh, a whole cent off for the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl double pack.
Yeah.
It's his lowest price ever. Well, yeah, I guess it would be, but it's not saying much.
Okay. Let's go to tiny URL. Let's do that. And make that a tiny URL. Thank you. Jesus, that's all I needed. Control C. Okay. Let's get rid of this giant link here and replace it with...
I wanted to write a review today, but I only managed to get the framework done so I could actually start writing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's okay. You're a busy man, Eric. That's how it goes. Sometimes you come on, just link it. Jesus. Fuck. Okay. It's partially due to RAM why my computer is the way that it is. Uh, but a part of it is just there. I love Macs, man. Macs to me are superior to Windows in almost every way other than gaming. But the problem lies with the proprietary nature of Macs and the fact that I love that it's static. It's not like a PC that you can just customize left and right and all that. And I get the appeal of that. I'm just way over that. I don't care to make my computer a supercomputer or any of that nonsense. I use it for the show and for a few other things, and Mac is perfectly okay for me. I don't do PC gaming, so I really have no need to get an extravagant.
Well, here's one. Apple doesn't need your fucking money because fuck Apple.
You could say that, but fuck Microsoft too. So where does that leave you, Eric? Is there any alternative to those two? There really isn't if you think about it. You could run. You can get your custom parts and make a computer and run Linux, I guess. But who does that? I know there's a.
At least Microsoft cares about earning your dollars, so they're not gonna try to piss you off as much.
Yeah, right. Eric, come on, man. You know better. You know better than that, man. Every single company.
At least compared to Sony.
Almost every company compared to Sony, to be honest with you. Sony's one of the greediest companies out there, man, but they're all greedy. All these megacorps are greedy, Eric. Apple, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, but at least, Nintendo makes...
Sony wants you to buy their fucking PS5, but you can't buy it because they fucked up, and they aren't giving you enough incentive to buy it over something else.
Well, okay, you could say the same thing about Microsoft. What is, other than the Game Pass, their machine is just in high demand as PS5. Like where can I buy an Xbox One X right now, Eric? Tell me, because I can't.
But that's it though, because even without the Xbox Series X and S, you could still have the Xbox One, and you could still use Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true. But I can use PS Plus, and they give me free games all the time. So, I know it's not.
At least your entire back catalogs, mostly.
Yeah, that is true. I
least.
agree, man. There's no question that Microsoft's slightly better than Sony in regards to stuff like that. But it's not like they're getting their orders out left and right. Where can I buy an Xbox One X other than eBay right now? I look in stores, there's nothing there. I don't know where to get a PS5 or an Xbox right now. I don't know where to get one other than eBay, and I'm not paying somebody $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for a fucking Xbox right now.
Have you been using the Popcart app?
The what? I'm sorry?
Popcart.
No, because I'm not in a huge market for it right now, man. I don't really have the money for it, but like I said, even if I did, I couldn't buy one. So, I've got so many games right now.
They typically restock every week at some point.
Not in stores, I can tell you that much. If they're in stores, people are waiting I've been in Best Buy.
Not inside the store. You have to do it online.
Yeah, well, see, there's the thing. Cool, I guess. But I'll wait. I got nothing but time, Eric. I'm not in a big hurry to get an Xbox. I'll get one. like I said, I am a fan of all gaming, so I'll get the new Nintendo. I'll get the Xbox One X. Everybody knows I always keep up, but right now it's just not. I got lucky with my PS5 just like you did, Eric, and that's just how it is. I don't understand why I didn't get an invitation from Sony to get a PlayStation, but whatever. I applied for it, didn't get it, and I do more gaming on that than any other system. So I wish they would have made their criteria known before they sent out those invites, which is another reason why Sony sucks. But I got lucky. I got the last one at GameStop, and that was it. And I hated going to GameStop to get it, by the way. But whatever. I just did it because it's the only way I could get one, and almost didn't get one. You guys know the saga of me getting one. Like, there were two other guys that were trying to cut line, and if those dudes would have cut line, I wouldn't have got it. So, it's just one of those things. And I'm the one that called those guys out and said, "Hey, you're not cutting in front of me. You get behind me. What happens back there is up to you and the people behind me." But I don't know. We're gonna have lots of fun on the show today. Like I said, tons of news. We've got free for all topics today. Like, I don't. We'll get into this, Eric, because this is interesting. I want to hear your perspective because I don't quite know what you mean about the last topic that's on the list there. But we'll talk about it in our free for all new segment today. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Should be a good time. I know Bernie's looking forward to it. It's kind of came from her mind, so I thought it was pretty good. So we'll test it out today, and if people like it, we'll keep it. If not, we'll move on from
Darn
it.
Everybody like it. It's fun.
Oh, Bernie says everybody like the segment. It'll be fun. So
It's gonna be fun.
it does seem like it's going to be fun. So we'll see. I think it's going to be stupid, but
Yes.
she thinks it'll be fun. So let's see. We're going to determine that. Stinkos are going to be pretty fun today. I just saw a news story, Eric. I don't know if you saw this. I'll talk more about it in Stinkos, but Hunter Biden's not a good dude at all. I don't know if you saw the latest on him, Eric. Do we still have you, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the latest news on...
I don't really know or care because I already know he's not great.
Well, I know that, but this will make you even...
It just feels like a distraction from what the politicians are doing.
It is, but it's a very poignant story that underlies why mainstream media is not worth your time at all. And even some of the independent, bigger independent places like Young Turks and places like that are not covering
Young
this.
Turds is more like it.
Yeah, I
only subscribe to them just to see what they're up to these days.
I agree.
I don't actually bother looking at their videos anymore.
I will watch a video now and again if there's an interesting topic.
If it's about something that's other than politics, because
Yeah, well, I watch that too because you have to keep in the know, man, and understand what people are doing. Particularly,
or at least I can watch them now, knowing that they're spewing nonsense.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's a good attitude, Eric, for sure. That's how I view it. Like
they pretend like they want to be progressive, but they're the ones that probably helped push along the murdering of the $15 minimum wage.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly didn't help, man. Like, they were, raging against force the vote, which, I mean, if you're in Congress and you want to get something done or get a point across, that would have been a way to get it across. I want to see people vote against a $15 minimum wage. I mean, for fuck's sake, it should be $22, $23 minimum wage. We've talked about it on the show before. But $15 almost is not enough to live. But the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and that's sad, Eric. Those are poverty wages, and we're the richest. We're supposedly the richest country in the world, and these fucking corporations can't afford $15 an hour to pay their employees. Get the fuck on out of here. And I don't want to hear the small business bullshit either, And I'm tired of servers and waitresses and waiters getting paid $2 an hour, $2.30, $2.50 an hour, justified by tip money. Now, that what somebody tips somebody should be their business, not the small business owners and the restaurants and all this. They've been getting away with that bullshit for way too long too. So, this nonsense that small businesses will suffer if you give, then you're out of business. That's capitalism, right? I mean, if you don't want to pay your workers the minimum wage, then you have no business having a business at all, and that's it, So I think MXT is in here for his 5-minute visit. MXT, you gonna stick around for the show? We got a new segment debuting tonight. You got to stick around for that, MXT. He's in chat. He says, "Yo yo yo." These are his exact words, ladies and gentlemen. Yo yo yo, up in this bitch. That's what MXT brings to the chat here. What's up, MXT? It's nice to see you again. Lateraling is in chat. Welcome on in. How come your name never shows up in chat, MXT? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Gonna try to help my mom in a bit. He says, oh, AKA he's going to his OnlyFans to do some finger play or some shit like that. Is that the new code for OnlyFans, MXT? You're going to quote unquote help your mom?
Or MXT is really just trying to make his own Legend of Dragoon remake. Because he knows that other people won't make one.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I vaguely remember that game, Eric. I didn't think it was the greatest thing in the world. I didn't think it was terrible, but whatever. Cosplay night.
Globalization is something that's completely baffling because it has a weird thing in the game called a LOL launcher.
Yeah.
And the Black Monster.
Black Monster, yeah. What else we got on tap? We're going to have a whole slate of news, lots of exciting announcements. If you want to hear about Elden Ring, you're going to want to stick around for that. There's some
allergies are bothering my eyes all day today.
That sucks, man. The sequel to Salt and Sanctuary is coming out. We'll talk a little bit about that. Looks like Death's Gambit's getting is that DLC or is that a new? We'll find out.
Version.
All right. Axiom Verge 2 is coming to Sony, which is super exciting. I love that game, man. If you guys liked Metroid and Castlevania, you know, the Metroidvania type games, that game is an excellent game. You should pick it up right now. It's on sale for like $5 on PlayStation, I think. So. Monarch, the new game from the people that brought you Shin Megami Tensei.
I still don't know if it's Monarch or Monarch, but like the thing that's muddy the waters even more now is because the artwork shows a guy with a weird energy crown on his head.
Yeah. Monarch, tomato. It's like one of those, English to British English translations, I guess. So there's tons of news. You know that PS Plus keeps going up and up, and that deal.
Kind of like gas prices.
I know, man. Breakman may or may not be back tonight. You're gonna want to stick around to see that or hear that. What else we got? Some reviews. Eric's going to be reviewing Ben 10, Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien. If you're just joining, we have not started the show yet. We'll be live in about 10 minutes. I have a review of a game called Abzu, which I'm sure you guys are all, clamoring to play. Stinkos are going to be interesting today. I was just talking to Eric about little spoiler. Hunter Biden's going to be one of my stinkos today, but I do have another one. Sweetos should be interesting. We're going to have a new segment tonight. You guys going to want to stick around for that. And free for all, we're going to have at least one or two topics to talk about tonight. Will it be about the Duggars? Maybe, maybe not. Will it be about Cartrot? Maybe, maybe not. Will it be about Netflix and anime in general? Maybe, maybe not. You're going to have to stick around to find out. Show's RPGrinders. We're on in about 10 minutes. If you're listening on the archives on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you join us live every Friday, 7 Eastern time. Getting a little ahead of myself here. We usually have a lively chat with characters like MXT and Freak 5 Chaos. I'm sure he'll be here later. Who else is in there? All kinds of people will be in there. Wyland might be in there. I mentioned Freak 5. Dungeon, our good bread Dungeon Buster, our good friend Dungeon Buster will be in there. I'm sure. So it should be a fun time. If you're listening on the archives, what are you doing? Get in here live every Friday, 7
so
Eastern
Jedi,
time.
I got some PSA.
Okay.
Jedi Fallen Order has got the current gen upgrade, which previously they got a patch just to allow the game to play at 60 FPS, but this basically makes it a PS5 or Xbox Series X and S version.
Well, that's nice. That's cool. That's good. That's very, very good. What else is going on, Eric? The weather is hot as hell here. We're in the 90s, upper 90s in Denver. How's the weather been over in Ohio, Eric?
Hot.
Yeah, and humid, right? It's a little more humid over there. MXT said, do you see the Castlevania spin-off that got announced? I did, and I'm excited, although I don't know. I'm not.
Wait, what's spin-off?
Yeah, it's a spin-off of Castlevania. It's with Trevor's son. I can't remember his name. You have to remind. No.
That is supposed to be Trevor's son, Christopher.
Hold on. It was a different name. Hold on.
Oh, so they fucked it up already.
They might have fucked it up already. I don't know, Eric. But see, I don't know the lore like you guys know the lore of Castlevania. I'm sure.
And then again, maybe I'm wrong. But I always assumed that following Trevor it was Christopher, and following Christopher it was Simon, and then whoever came after Simon was Juice.
Yeah.
And then after Juice, there's a big gap somewhere until Richter.
Richter, that's the one. Yeah, it's gonna.
I guess it's a nice reference, but they're making their own story, I guess, at this point.
They might be, Eric. I don't know the lore as well as you guys know the lore. So, it's gonna be about Richter Belmont, but they're saying that Richter was the. And that doesn't seem right to me. Richter's not the son of Trevor, right?
Yeah, he wasn't, but it doesn't mean they can't just give them a different name and then have them be a different character.
I gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Can we just get?
I don't expect them to do a spin-off series for every Belmont, so something like this makes more sense. Like maybe they'll have Richter be Richter, but they'll give this story different context.
Maybe. Okay, it says they ordered the Castlevania spin-off series, which I'm glad they did, Eric, because that series was just fantastic.
Where are you looking at this?
It's on therap.com. Here, I'll throw a link in chat. Oh god damn it, man. My fucking computer's so slow. I gotta get more RAM to help with this shit for sure. Alright, copy, and I'll read your comment in a second, MXT.
No.
He says, can we just get a Captain N sequel where Kevin has become a bitter, abusive alcoholic who taunts his son for not being good at games? Then his son gets the powers of whatever game he plays and becomes an insane supervillain, and kills Captain N to gain access to the game, where he conquers it and turns it into a cesspool of drugs, sex, and death. Actually, MXT, that actually sounds kind of good.
No, it doesn't. It sounds terrible.
That sounds kind of good, actually. Yeah. All right, I threw it in chat, Eric. As soon as it shows up, my computer's just really, really slow. And another thing, Eric, like, I don't know what it is with these RPG site net links. They always crash for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's all the ads that they put on mixed with I have a Mac, but it's terrible. Okay, let me give you the details on this before we start. This is kind of a bonus story before we start the show. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, man. Anytime that there's ads or something, man, it just fucking ruins everything, man.
So either this article doesn't understand the lineage, and they're just wrong.
See,
And they're just talking about Richter Belmont's story.
I was a little skeptical of that.
Or they're just, hey, we're doing Richter's story now. We're just going to make him the son of Sypha and Trevor just because we can.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of that, Eric. I'm guessing.
So I'm pretty sure that the Castlevania 3 story does not take place in the 1700s.
Okay, it says the spin-off focused on Maria Renard and Richter Belmont, the son of Sypha and Trevor, set in 1792 France during the French Revolution. So they might be taking liberties. I got to talk to... Break is like a connoisseur of Castlevania content, so if he shows up tonight, hint, hint, then...
I mean, the only way that the storyline can make sense from the point that the series ended at this point would be to have someone else not resurrect Dracula, because that's, well, without spoiling the show, that's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
And so it'd probably have to be somebody else seizing their power.
Yeah. Let's see if our special guest is here. If you're just joining, the show's RPGrinders. We have not started yet.
Does it say who's the writer, though? Because it's definitely not Ellis.
It's definitely not Ellis. I don't know. That's a good question. And I didn't read that entire article, Eric, because I'm having some issues. Like with all my fucking links. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to try getting some more RAM, see if that helps. Sure that'll help, but this particular computer, it's only got 2 slots, but it is expandable. I think I got the minimum RAM on it, so it's probably something I should have paid extra for. But that's a thing. That's another thing about Apple that is worthy about bitching about Apple. They charge a lot of money for their stuff. It's solid. It's definitely solid stuff, but you know.
I don't know, those AirPods sound like they're built to fail, and they're expensive. So they are just a money-making scheme.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of AirPods. That's one thing I'm not a fan of. But I am a fan of their...
And them eliminating, like, headphone jacks from later models of the iPhone.
Well, I mean, most headphones have Bluetooth capability, Eric, so that wasn't a big deal to me. I mean, they have adapters, too, so it's not a big deal.
Still,
honestly.
that's a convenience that is missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going from physical media to digital media, man. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. You know, it really isn't. I used to be a big collector of video games, you know, PS2 on up, even before that. But to me, it's actually, especially
well,
the
problem that there comes from that, though, is that you can no longer... You have to choose between powering your phone or using the headphones, because this is the same input.
Yeah, but that's usually not an issue, Eric. Like, I mean, the battery life on my new iPhone is like pretty good. You know, it's way better than what it used to be, and so it's not a big issue, to be honest. You know, if you charge it overnight or for a little bit and you're good to go. You know, even with Bluetooth on and Wi-Fi, it used to be a huge issue. You know, like it drained the battery real quick. But that's one thing that they've gotten quite a bit better at, which is nice. But you know, Eric, I mean, I wish that our government would actually care for its people and like break these big companies up into smaller companies, and then I think we wouldn't have the huge problems that we have today, like with you know. Companies buying off politicians and stuff like that. But as it is, you know, these multi-billion-dollar and in some cases trillion-dollar companies, it's gotten to the point where they own everything. MXT, welcome back. Just waiting for a certain somebody here. Let's see something here. Like the cool and Kool-Aid. Yeah, there you go.
Get it. Ow.
Hang on.
Show them, girl, yeah.
I don't know what the hell hell's going on here? Jesus. All right. Okay. I don't know why it did that. That was weird. Okay. Let's go back over here. Okay. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We have not started yet. Waiting on a couple of things here.
Mr. Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, Mr. Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, I think Woofei just walked in on your audio.
Oh, my bad, Wyland. That was my bad there. If you heard, you'll understand later in the show, man. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Let's see if somebody's back here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. If you're just joining us, show's about ready to start. Just waiting on some audio stuff here. Wyland's in chat, like I said. Wyland's good friend.
Who's ready for whatever the fuck Ubisoft's gonna show us?
Oh God, whatever. Hey,
at least there's the Guerrilla Collective, so there's a bunch of indie stuff going on.
Is there?
I want to know more about Far Cry 6. So.
Oh yeah, no, that
and
looks
how
interesting.
not political it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking about getting 5, and then I saw like the reviews, and apparently like I was looking at like some of the narrative of the game, and I'm like, I just think I'll skip this one.
It looks fun.
Like apparently 5. There's a lot of. They said there's both sidesism in 5, while dealing with white supremacists.
That's kind of what the BioShock Infinite did.
If you guys didn't understand by now,
that's apparently the whole game in Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
So
if you guys didn't know by now, our friend Breakman is back. What's up, Breakman?
Hey.
Wyland says
I've had a review code for Strive, but I haven't written it yet because of lack of motivation, and I have yet to test the net code. Does anybody want to play me tomorrow?
Wyland will. Frank, you see the WWE cuts? MXT asks. He says Strowman surprised. I did see that MXT, but anything WWE does now doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. There'll be more cuts too. I got a source, MXT, and just wait for more cuts. There's going to be more cuts here real soon, and some will surprise you. Wyland says Best Buy was the only place that had a copy left. Wow.
So how's the story modes like?
I don't think anything should surprise them as far as WWE firing people,
I
because it's always been political.
Right.
I want to ask Ryland, like, what the release schedule for the story mode chapters of Strive are supposed to be.
See, this is how Freak 5 does you, Breakman. He's in chat. He says, and yay, Harmy is back. And I'm like thinking to myself, what about Breakman? You son of a bitch. And then he tries to save face. He's like, and yay, Break is back with no exclamation point. Mm-hmm. So he's like excited for Harmy, but not super excited for you, Breakman. What does that tell you? I told you he's not your friend.
That's what tells me.
Wine says I can do that tomorrow when I do my in-store pickup. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Am I getting previews for the Batman now?
What? Are there?
Is that what that is? I don't know. It looked like it. No, it's Paramount. Never mind.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Batman.
I mean, I've already seen some previews for the Batman.
I haven't seen shit on it, and luckily
there've been like quick glimpses of Robert Patterson, both in and out of the costume.
Mm.
I saw one little,
and some of the I think the Riddler.
Now I heard that the CW Batwoman show wasn't that great, but they're making a movie too.
Oh boy. Okay. If you're just joining, we haven't started the show yet. We were waiting for our good friend Breakman to come back. So yay, Breakman is back.
I'm alive. I survived. Woo!
Yeah, I know, man. There was a scare. You want to tell everybody before we start the show what?
It wasn't really a scare at all. Just no, nobody knew what I had for like 3 or 4 days.
Herpes. He had herpes.
No, I went to the doctor. They diagnosed me with herpes. The sexual kind. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And then the one doctor's like, "Well, come back in a few days if you're not feeling better. Here's some nausea medicine and stuff."
I told you drank too much alcohol that day.
Because I couldn't eat anything. This is like 4 days in. I hadn't eaten anything. I hadn't pooped, any of that good stuff. And so they're like, here's some nausea medicine. Just come back in a few days. A few days, I just went to the fucking emergency room. I had pneumonia. It turned out.
Yeah. I was kind of worried.
I'm not sure if I had a flu or pneumonia at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
Because.
All right.
Because the symptoms for both of those is basically the same.
Real quickly, we're gonna have a real fun.
I had coughing fits for like the longest time after I recovered, though.
Yeah. Okay. Before we start the show, I just want to mention we're gonna have a special news segment tonight that we're gonna try out, see if you guys like it. I'll explain when we get there. It should be fun though. I hope you guys have a good time with it. Let's see. MXT says AEW isn't bad, but I do think Cody's overrated. You're out of your mind, MXT. Cody is really good.
Did Cody fight Hagar?
No. Lobbies in the game are a mess, Wyland says. Break knows he's my favorite. I just don't want him to get swelled head. Jesus.
Prego.
Why you gotta be sexual right off the bat, Freak 5? Jesus.
I would like to understand this. I'm Prego? What?
What?
You're Ragu. What? No, I'm saying.
Breakman is Prego. Let's see. Breakman. Okay. MXT. He's gonna give birth to an Xbox Series X. Geez, that would be the.
Yeah.
If it was a Series
if
S,
you can't buy one, you just birth one.
Yeah, might. I mean, that's the only way.
If it turns out to be an S, you get an abortion.
Yeah. And then of course the obligatory. You want to buy followers, Prime viewers, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention your website, you idiot. Okay. All right. So we're gonna have fun today, guys. We're gonna have a free-for-all segment today. Maybe Break, can talk about stuff that he wants to talk about or whatever. But we got some topics to talk about. Right before that, we'll have the news segment, and I'll introduce it and tell you how it came about and all that stuff. So let's get this party started. You guys ready to rock and roll? Yeah, sort of, kind of. Okay, here we go.
So that's how we're gonna start out.
Yep.
Professionals.
Definitely professional. And welcome, everybody, to episode 645 of RPGrinders. I am your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Eric the Great. And if I can pull up my little special intro for this next guy here, you might know him. Wow. Thank you, YouTube. He's back, everybody. Breakman the Bold. Breakman, welcome back, sir.
Oh, I thought it was a tribute to Angus Young. Oh, my bad. Misunderstood. I misunderstood the situation. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Hey,
I had pneumonia. That's why I was gone last week. I'm good now.
Yeah,
Bye.
No, that's code
He's a
for
zombie.
he had a herpes scare, so.
No,
you know.
I had.
All right.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They swabbed me for COVID and the flu and stuff like that. Oh god.
Yeah.
They got jammed that fucking thing as far up your nose as possible. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we're glad Breakman is back. We're back in the saddle this week. We got a heck of a show for everybody today. Lots of news. And a new segment tonight that we're going to debut. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you guys enjoy it, we'll keep doing it. But without further ado, gentlemen, let's get straight into the news. RPG news. All right, Eric, you are up. Let's do these rapid fire because we got a lot of them.
Okay, this is from RPG site, and it's a game called.
Like geez, like E3's this week or something.
I know.
It's called Prime Matter to publish and case the sci-fi RPG post-apocalyptic game for PC this fall, and Steam GOG Epic, so no exclusivity here. Anyways, there will also be plans for a PS4 and Xbox One version, which I'm guessing will be an upgrade path to the current gen consoles at some point.
Yeah.
But it is it looks like it's a little bit strategy RPG.
Yeah.
I could see a grid in one of the pictures.
Yeah, my links are messing up because I don't know what's going on with RPG
But
site.
that's really all that's said here.
Yeah. Okay. Breakman, you may have to. Actually, Eric, you may have to do my.
Well, actually, the game's out now on PC, but it's only in early access, so it's
Yeah.
going to leave early access in the fall.
Oh, okay. Here's a good point in chat here, Breakman. Freak says you should have played "Down with the Sickness" for your intro. I thought about that actually, Freak 5. Either would have been appropriate, to be honest. He says you should make Break read that article from last week. Break, when you were gone, I had an all-time Breakman article lined up, and you weren't here to read it. But it was basically a bunch of Japanese names for you to read. But
That's cool.
I should have brought that. I should have made it like that was this week's news, Freak 5, and made.
I'm glad I caught the clap last week.
Oh man, did they test you for AIDS and HIV? All right, Break.
No, I mean, it's none of your business.
All right, Break. What do we got next?
Coming to us live from RPG site, Amazon Game Studios announces MMORPG Lost Ark for release in North America and Europe this year.
Man.
This is like one of those Korean RPGs. So is it any good? Is the question.
It's from Amazon Game Studios.
Uh,
I think we have our answer. Lost Ark is a free-to-play action MMORPG developed by Smilegate RPG, currently available in Korea, Japan, and Russia. Lost Ark is set in the world of Arkesia, in which players seek out the titular Lost Ark in order to save Arkesia from the looming demonic threat and the Nazis.
I want to be fair here. The trailer actually looks really good. Visually, it looks very
It
pleasing.
doesn't mention microtransactions, but maybe there are.
Yeah, but it looks
Because when a
really
Lost
good.
Ark's involved, there's always Nazis involved too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a free-to-play game. So
I mean, it
it's
looks
probably got that.
visually pleasing. Like I don't know what else to say, but it's probably going to be a pay to win type game, like all these quote unquote free games are. But
I don't know. I don't think Black Desert is a pay-to-win.
yeah, well, this
Let
one.
me give you some bullet points on it here, featuring highlights of explore a cinematic main campaign and ample side content. 14 classes to start. Evolving combat system. Gotta have that gear. So features expansion region to explore by land, sea, and these continents offer new challenges and dungeons that hold rare treasures, like every RPG. Personalized player strongholds. I like that. I like having my own little base.
Yeah.
You know, it's not what PvP mode for competitive players. PvP mode is in the Coliseum. Present new ways to test. Shit, sorry, my
The most hold on before you move on here, Break. Freak 5's asking an interesting question. Is it a Bible MMO, Lost Ark?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is Indiana Jones in the Bible? I'm pretty sure he is. So yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he fights. I remember it's like Leviticus 12:13 and Indiana Jones if do slay off the Nazis or something like that.
There is an 11th commandment that was left out in the canon when they made the Bible, is thou shalt not pick up the Holy Grail. You know. So.
Yeah, don't open it.
Yep.
Melt your fucking face off.
Yeah. Yeah, don't open the Ark of the Covenant. Anything else?
Unless you are a Nazi, then open it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And keep staring.
Yeah. Anything else on this, Breakman?
No, just remember to study your Bible, and especially the chapters on Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah. There's 4 parts to that, and I hear they have another part coming out in the Bible for Indiana Jones as well. I don't know if you.
We don't talk about the fourth part though.
Yeah, that is that is true. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Prime Matter announces medieval action RPG The Last Oricru. I don't even know how you say that. Set to release for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC in 2022. And some of the bullet points: intriguing story, because they all have intriguing stories; impactful decisions, because they all have impactful decisions; challenging combat, because they all have challenging. Well, most of them do, anyways. And this is something different: couch co-op. We hardly ever see that, so that's actually kind of cool. We'll let you know more when we get more information. But The Last Oricru.
You mean I have to share my TV with someone else? Screw that.
Well, not even Mrs. Brakeman, like, you know.
You can get another TV.
That's true. Put it right side beside you. It's like warring. Like you guys are watching series, and you're watching like some.
We'll tape the room down the middle and put
Yeah, exactly. Why not? There you go. Put a piece of plastic.
Side. No peeking.
Exactly. No peeking. All right, Eric. Next story, please.
This story is a story that might interest you, Frank.
Prime
Matter to publish cosmic horror action RPG Dolmen for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, S1, and PC in 2022.
I'm totally down. Let's take a look at the. I didn't get a chance to look at the trailer.
Dolmen is developed by Brazilian team Massive Works Studio, which originally launched a Kickstarter campaign in 2018 and raised more than $2,000 for the project.
I think we've actually talked about this.
The game is described as a sci-fi, Lovecraftian, cosmic horror action RPG where the player needs to overcome vicious bosses and survive hostile environments. As a unique story reveals secrets to the mysterious crystal called Dolmen.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could show everybody the trailer, but my links are not working. Anything else on this, Eric?
Third-person action game with RPG elements. Smart range combat, intense melee combat, energy management, challenging enemies, and gruesome bosses.
Okay. MXT says, I haven't been here since this happened, but can we please toll the bell 10 times for my friend and mentor, ECW legend New Jack, who died a few weeks back? I did mention that on the show, MXT. New Jack was one of a kind, man. So, yeah, 10 bells, man. Ding, 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 ding.
Wait,
ding,
whoa,
ding,
whoa, hold on.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I lost count.
We'll count.
I'm gonna guess that's 10.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's about 10.
Yeah, there you go. That's 10. Yeah, I did mention that, MXT. There's awful the way he died, too, man. Really awful. They should release Raiders with a trigger warning for Nazis. Well, that would be half of the United States right now, Freak 5.
Are you sure it's only half?
Could be a little more than half, but
I'm
about
starting
half.
to think it's more.
I'm starting to think
Nazis don't deserve trigger warnings. They deserve
The
to.
link's shut down.
They deserve to freak out.
Yeah.
Foam at the mouth.
Yeah. Let's see. Who did that story? Was that you?
It's supposed to be mine, but mine page just shut down on me. Hold on, I gotta reopen it.
No problem. I'm looking at the trailer now for Dolmen.
What the fuck is going on with this problems that we're having today? It's like we're all being sabotaged.
No, I think RPGsite.net, man.
I'm fine.
Yeah, but like
You can play along and pretend something's wrong.
I know. Week after
Every
week.
time I pull up an article from RPG site, it takes a while for it to load.
Yeah, there's some like they have way too many ads, man, and then there's pop-up ads galore, and I don't know what's going on with RPG. I like their content, but man, it's hard to bring you guys the news when they do that type of stuff. I did take a look at that trailer. It looks pretty decent on Dolmen. So, do you have your link up, Break?
No, I'm stalling still.
Oh, okay. Well,
almost there. Stay on target.
Freak says, oh yeah, I already read his comment. Yeah,
Damn Nazis.
Damn Nazis, I know. Okay. I now have this up. I'm gonna play the trailer while Break decides to get his link up and running here.
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? I was trying to get my pants back on.
Break's in rare prime form this week. Maybe it took you getting pneumonia to kind of get back in the groove, man. I mean AIDS. I mean HIV. I
Yeah.
mean chlamydia.
So
That
so
did not
so
open-
wait,
I'm like,
did Bacon punish you with sickness or something?
Yeah, he punished Break with sickness. He didn't do his hail bacons this week, man. You want me
actually,
to?
he's and you see, but he is a forgiving God. I'm here now.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm blessed.
You are blessed, man. Do you want me to read it?
Hail
Break?
bacon.
Hail bacon. Golly, RPG site's just having issues today, man.
Yeah, I know. So am I. Fucking taking an hour and a half to load this.
I know. You want me to read this one, man?
Why?
I can read it, man. I got it up and
All
running.
right, go ahead. I'll get this.
NIS America announces Monarch, or Monarch, we don't know how it's pronounced just yet, will launch in the West in early 22 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And I played the trailer. It looks a lot like Shin Megami Tensei, but with different characters. It's going to be a great game by all accounts. So
It's being made by Lancars, which was the Etri and Odyssey developers.
yeah, and the Etrian Odyssey guys. So I mean, it looks really good. I mean, I'll say that. Like from the little preview that we've seen here and everything that we've read up on the people involved, it should be really, really good. Wyland says Kevin Bacon is going to be in the Toxic Avenger remake. That's
Well,
true. He's going to be the villain.
If you didn't secretly know, Kevin Bacon's actually in every movie.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's
He's
fact.
in every movie. You just have to look harder.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to do the 7 degrees of separation of bacon or whatever that shit is. And do you got the next one?
No,
Britt?
no. He's literally in every movie. Like Terminator 2, he's in there. You're just not paying attention.
Yep,
You missed
you
it.
don't-
He's one of the T-800s, isn't he?
That's right. Good, exactly. All right, Break.
Driving Miss Daisy.
He's in it. He was in the back seat. You just didn't see him. Breakman, do you got your next one up?
Yes, I got the next one.
All right.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Kingdom Come: Deliverance at the launch for Nintendo Switch. Prime Matter, a new publishing label from Koch Media. This is the fourth time we've heard from them today.
Yeah.
About them today.
They're a big European publisher.
Sounds like it. This game will launch for the Switch. The medieval open world RPG originally released for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC in February of 2018. According to Warhouse Studios, the Switch port for Kingdom Come: Deliverance came about as a part of a happy mistake. When Kingdom Come: Deliverance Royal Edition was announced for PlayStation 4 in Japan at the end of 2020, the game was also listed for Nintendo Switch, which at the time was not in the plans. I'm just going to skip that because we don't really give a shit.
We don't
about
need
that.
to. Yeah.
Bullet points. Massive realistic open world. Majestic castles. That's I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you don't have to do this.
I am curious about the performance of that game.
I
honestly,
am
so.
too. I was just about ready to say.
Because the performance on the consoles currently isn't that great.
No, I played a little bit of Kingdom Come. It's a great game, but the performance is lacking for sure.
This is interesting. Historical accuracy meet real historical characters and experience a genuine look and feel of medieval Bohemia.
Yeah, that
is interesting.
This is an older game, Breakman. I think they have this on Game Pass. You should check it out. I couldn't get. I got put in jail right away, and I died
Fight,
because.
steal, seduce, threaten, persuade, or bribe. It's up to you.
Yep. I got put in jail right away, Breakman, and the jail caught
your way out.
No, the jail caught on fire and I died. That was my experience with, but it was interesting and it was fun. It's like it's steeped in realism. It's not, you don't have magic or any of that type of stuff. So
yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting to me.
Yeah, I think you would like this game, Breakman, for sure. It's good. It's really, really good. I wish Dungeon was in here because he played the shit out of this game and really
I
liked
know
it.
Roxy's happy about this though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, on the Switch, it would be even better because you could take it everywhere. But they're definitely gonna have to patch this game up, hopefully at some point. All right. Let's see. Normally it would be my turn.
Hopefully this version's a better version than
It could be
it's
like
fast.
if they reduce the graphics a little bit, it could be a good version. We'll
It
have
is
to wait.
a few years later, so I'm sure there's compression techniques they've learned since
Yep.
then too.
Okay, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Survival RPG Outward coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS. And I don't have a date for you guys, but it's coming. So there you go. And that's about it. All right, Eric, next story, please.
And next story, Garden Story is release window for Nintendo Switch and PC this summer. Some probably August.
Yep.
Or like late, maybe mid-September at the latest.
Yeah. It's got an interesting, cutesy, cartoony art style. Very basic, I will say. There's not.
You play as a grape.
Yeah. So, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Actually, that's kind of cool. So, maybe it'll be a cool little adventure RPG that we'll all enjoy. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Playing as fruit. Have you, Breakman?
I'm not gonna answer that question, Frank.
I know that in Dragon Quest there's like cucumber enemies, so this isn't too far off base, So, Freak5 says we are having tasty tacos today.
I've never heard of tasty tacos.
Have you heard of fuzzy tacos? Those are good. They have those here in Denver.
Those are only really. Those are the best when they're fresh, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you ready for the next story, I guess?
I am. Go right ahead. Sir.
Okay. Coming to us live from RPG site. Tribes of Midgard set to release on July 27th for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. Standard edition of this game will be $19.99, and the special edition will be $29.99. I like to check out the cheap games every once in a while,
Yeah.
When they're like, hey, we don't have as big of a game as some of these other ones. Let's not charge a $60 price tag when we shouldn't.
Right.
Like that.
I like that too. It looks like a real fluid game, like a sort of a
Wait. I'm looking at the data sheet for Garden Story, and one of the publishers is Viz Media. That's weird.
Freak5 says it's a Des Moines franchise, but their tacos are awesome. If you ever visit Des Moines, you should try them. It's probably the highlight of living in Des Moines, Freak5.
Yeah, if I ever go to Illinois.
No, Iowa.
It's
Iowa, that's right.
It's just Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
And you're having
It's
allergies.
okay. People from Illinois get really offended about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Tribes of Midgard looks actually pretty good. Breakman, you might enjoy this. It's sort of it's got an unusual looks like a cell shaded art style, but like in the Diablo. I hate to use Diablo as a reference for any of these type of games, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. Just not as looty, I guess. I don't know, but looks fun. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Next story is Axiom Verge 2's coming to Sony platforms and PC, but arriving alongside the Switch version, which we initially thought was going to be exclusive, but apparently that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I kind of figured it wouldn't be, man.
But I think he felt like he didn't want to leave them out because the Xbox and PS4 got versions of Axiom Verge.
Yeah.
Along with the Wii U version, which eventually then came to Switch.
Axiom Verge 1 is an absolute treasure of a game, and if you have not played it, it's great. It's like $5 right now. Breakman, if you don't have Axiom Verge, man, get it. It's a Metroid. It's on the Switch. It's on the Xbox
I was kind of glancing through the sales today on the Switch, especially this week and next week are going to be heavy with sales because of E3 for both Nintendo I should say Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox.
Yeah. Wyland says Scorpion's Revenge writer Jeremy Adams said that Tarkatan and Saurian seen in Scorpion's Revenge are not Baraka and Reptile. Retcons everywhere.
No, that's not necessarily true. I mean, the retcons, but I'm saying, I don't think they really labeled them as such. They just called them, I don't remember hearing Baraka at any point.
Yeah,
they didn't mention them by name, so we should have just assumed that they were generic grunts or whatever.
I mean, because the God, Jesus Christ! I can't say
You're in rare form today, man.
Tarkatan.
Yeah, there's tons of them. That's the point,
All right, break. Next story, please.
Next story coming to us live from. Why are you loading now? Stop loading and show up. Coming to us live from Gamatsu. Scroll, you piece of shit. Steel Rising, the Uprising trailer. I'm gonna go home now.
I guess we'll do that story next then.
Let me start again. Coming to us live from Gamatsu. Steel Rising, the Uprising trailer. A 48-second teaser. That's it? This is the fucking story. God damn you! Damn it!
I'm trying to play the teaser actually, but it's it's doing its thing. It's I mean, I know RAM wouldn't solve this problem because I think it's just mostly operating system problem. But
Johnny
anyways,
McVeigh in chat says Reptile is supposed to be the last of his race. Well, maybe he is now.
yeah.
Maybe there are two, and you just killed the last. Just now it's Reptile.
Ooh, they could do a really cool story with Reptile where he it's
He
like
wants to avenge his fallen brethren.
yeah, or like it's like Jurassic Park, like life will find a way, and he just like has like a sack of eggs at the end, and like it's a bunch of like his race, like he's the carrier of the race. That trailer doesn't look
So you're
interesting.
saying Reptile's been pregnant the whole time?
Yeah, exactly. Like he.
So wait, is Wu-Fei bringing this up because there's going to be a sequel to Scorpion's Revenge?
Yeah. Okay, let me do the next story. We actually skipped one. It's a Doki Doki Literature Club Plus announced for the Switch, released this month. So June 30th, you'll get your Doki Doki fix.
The original game's free on PC,
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
but
said
if
that
you
he
want
did-
all this extra stuff, you're gonna pay up.
Yeah.
He didn't know if they were going to do another. Now they are backpedal.
Yeah, I know.
All right, okay, that's fair enough. With Reptile, yeah, it's definitely a retcon. But with Baraka, I'd always assumed that wasn't necessarily Baraka. Like, I saw him and they never mentioned his name, and I'm like, it's probably just a generic one, so they can bring him in the sequel.
I wish they would do a really cool Baraka story. Just on its own, like just a rated R, like chomping on.
He's not. Barack doesn't seem like an interesting character though, at all.
I think he is
Barack
interesting.
Obama? Is that what you? Oh, that's right.
Barack
That's what I heard. My bad.
Hey, Obama might as well be a Baraka.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Breakman, I think it's your turn.
Okay, coming to us live from Gamatsu. Salt and Sacrifice announced for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC, and it's set to release sometime next year. So yeah, we could talk about this, but it's not coming out until next year. So let's just move to the next story.
I do want to quickly talk about this Breakman because Salt and Sanctuary is a fantastic game, and this sequel looks to outdo the previous game in almost every regard. I hope, man. It just looks fantastic. I just had to comment on the trailer. It looks great. And
instead of hunting witches, you're hunting mages.
Yeah, exactly. Baraka's a jobber. He is a jobber, Wyland, but he shouldn't be. Like he should be much more of a badass than
he was a badass in the second one, but after like in Mortal Kombat 2, he was a badass character. But after that, they pretty much just turned him into like cannon fodder.
Yeah, and that's one thing.
He's there to die.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah, he's not a huge big baddie. He's just a baddie, cannon fodder. Salt and Sacrifice looks good. If you guys like Salt and Sanctuary, I'm sure you'll like this one. Okay, next story comes to us, if my link will work, noisypixel.net. I think that's the first time we've ever had Noisy Pixel. It's Death's Gambit Afterlife revealed as Switch exclusive with expanded world and system. So it's an expanded version of the 2018's Death's Gambit. So if you guys played that,
wasn't particularly great, which is why they were doing all these updates.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't, it's a Metroidvania, I guess.
It was supposed to come out for everything too, and it only came out on the PS4 and the PC.
Yeah. I mean, it looked pretty. I remember talking about this game back in the day, Eric, and it looked okay. It just didn't live up to expectations, but so they're trying to do a redo on this, and it's got multiple endings and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully they'll fix a lot of the problems that the game had to begin with. Okay.
I can assume that it's not going to be exclusive on the Switch for long.
Yep. All right, Eric, last story, please.
Last story is the story everybody's waiting for. Elden Ring finally has a release date, and that is January 21st.
Yep. And they did a little
And
bit of gameplay on
yeah,
this trailer.
and it's coming out for PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PS4, PS5.
Yeah. It looks more. It looks like a mixture between Dark Souls and Sekiro. To be honest, if I'm being honest, it's. I mean, it's from the same people, so they're from software. So
And you could ride on a horse now.
yeah, which I mean, that's an interesting addition, and I'm sure that'll add some strategy to gameplay and stuff. But to me, it just looks a lot like a mashup of Sekiro and Dark Souls or Demon Souls, whatever. But more
If you
good
think
stuff.
about it, though, Elden Ring looks like what they wanted to do with Demon Souls all along, which
Yeah.
is create an open world RPG.
Yep. Dungeon's in chat. Welcome on in, Dungeon the Ninja. He says, "Yay, Elden Ring! It's supposed to be an open world Dark Souls." Yeah, and it does look like that, and that's fine. I'm sure. I mean, Sekiro was kind of open world, wasn't it? Like it's kind
Not
of.
really. It had more open environments and areas, but it was still largely rigid.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought that was a good, kind of open world effort. I don't know. But, okay. So that is the news. Thankfully, we got through all of that. Why do we not move on to homie discounts? You said you looked through the discounts, Breakman?
I'll say one more thing on Elden Ring before we move on, though. Is that say Demon Souls had the Phantoms, and Dark Souls had the Chosen Undead. Dark Souls 3 had the Ashen One. This game has the Tarnished.
Yeah. Dungeon says, I told myself I wouldn't go back to another Souls game, but I might for Elden Souls. They're all good, Dungeon. Why wouldn't you want to go back to those type of games? I mean, it's punishment for sure, but it's fun punishment. He says Elden Souls, Elden Ring, Ring of Souls, whatever. Yeah, exactly, man.
Souls of Ring.
Demon's Ring, Dragon's Ring. I mean, come on, let's come up with some more.
Yeah,
guys.
why isn't this called Dragon Ring instead of Elden Ring?
I know everything should have dragon in it. Okay. Breakman, did you have any homie discounts while you were looking through?
I thought I saw one that I wanted to recommend, but I'm having trouble finding it. I'm still looking. So.
Okay. Dragon tax, Eric says. Okay, if you find one, we'll let you know. There's some new PlayStation sales, but it's more of the same stuff that you've been expecting all along. I think Uncharted was on sale, stuff like. I get tired of saying the same sales over and over, so
Well, I can't find it, but I saw a preview apparently of Target's ad for this week, and it's buy two get one free. So
that's
here
always a good one. What is it?
It is. I found it for Father's Day, so it's that's Sunday, next Sunday, not this Sunday. But buy two get one free games. And so if you want looking to stock up on your Nintendo games, that's the time. That's the best deal you're going to get on Nintendo games.
Yeah, absolutely. That more than anything, man. I mean, the other games you can get on PlayStation Store and Xbox Store cheap, later. But Nintendo hardly ever has those type of games on sale. So
Exactly,
that's,
which is why I brought that up.
Yep,
I'm like,
good point. Good one. Breakman, should I play your music?
No.
No?
I guess somebody they knew that I was hurting, and they thought they'd be cool to punish me more. So no, they didn't.
All right, we're gonna need Breakman questions. Send them in to @RPGrinders on the old Twitter. And
Yeah,
you'll get a shout out.
don't send them to the Breakman account because I'm suspended on Twitter, and that might be a permanent suspension.
Oh my
so-
God! Send it to RPGrinders.
All right.
Jesus, that sucks, man. Okay.
I was like, at first like, kind of a little mad about it, but then I'm like, I've been an asshole most of the time on there, so I get it. But just the only thing that makes me mad is I still using like the RP Grinders Twitter account. I'll go and I'll look, and there's like white supremacists have been on there since 2016 and stuff. Like, how did these people not get banned?
That's a good question, Breakman. I don't understand. I've been shadow banned and all kinds of stuff on Twitter, and I don't get it, dude. Like some of the stuff that I'll say is like one time I got blocked by Dr. Steven Johnson because I told him he was a grifter. Like I just don't get the thin skin on people. I don't get the thin skin on Twitter has like put me on suspension for saying fuck, like just like
Yes,
literally
that's what really bothers me.
like typing in fuck and sending a tweet that says fuck. I was like not banned, but like suspended for like a week, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Like, I didn't even say that to anybody, so you know. But anyways, Dungeon says the Souls games are great, but I guess I'm not really into the whole frustration learning thing anymore. I'm in agreement, Dungeon. I
want
agree.
it.
Sekiro was great, but after that, I was like, okay, I think I'll stick to other games for now. I agree, Dungeon. Sekiro was really, really hard, man. Like, it's just a hard game, man. All those games are hard, except for like Demon Souls. I don't know. I got through Demon Souls pretty easy. Freak wants to know what you got suspended for.
I don't. They don't tell you what it is. Like you just
Yeah.
your account has been suspended. But I mean, usually I call people assholes and say fuck you and to a lot of people and shit. I've never threatened anybody. Not even like slightly to that.
They have a hard time with the F word for sure, man, and
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. It's just the way it is. Okay.
I know, but I mean, for a lot, I troll a lot of people. Like I was just somebody says something fucking stupid or supporting Trump or some shit like that, I started fucking trolling them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see how that can get me suspended.
Okay, guys, let's move on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
What you been playing, Break, if anything, this week?
I got to play a little bit of Dungeon 3, which is, you know, you're the bad guy trying to conquer the world, and which is fun. It's I'm towards the end, but it has such bad frame rate problems sometimes. It just fucking bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that's another thing that we need to get rid of, frame rate problems, man. Like, I think we're almost to that point where 60 frames per second is a no-brainer. Just do it. You guys can do it.
I can get on I can get that you know, when I'm playing a real-time strategy game, isn't gonna need like 60 frames per second, but I don't need 5 frames per second either. That's what I'm saying. You know? Yeah. Like if you can't get 60, but you can stay at a perfect 30 the entire goddamn time, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
think Halo Wars did like slow down a lot better than this game does. And
yeah. I hate slowdown, man. It just sucks. It ruins the gaming experience. It takes you out of the game more than almost anything. It takes you out of the narrative. It just takes you out of the gameplay. It's
take it right out of the flow of the game too. Yeah. Especially if I'm trying to lay down a strategy and I'm sitting here, send my kick. No. Oh god, down. I can't fucking move. I want to move. Ah, shit.
Yeah. It's sort of like how our links have been working today. Dungeon Buster says, I thought Demon Souls was a nightmare until I realized at the time I was playing, everything was tilted to dark, raising... Oh, man, you were playing Demon Souls on Dark Tendency Dungeon? Jesus, man, you're a masochist. Wyland says, I've been playing a mod for the original XCOM Files that's Dark Souls hard, but so fun. Well, you're a good gamer, Wyland. You shouldn't have any problems with that shit. Freak says, well, Frank has been causing people Oh, how dare you. You're exiled, you son of a bitch. So I understand why Twitter doesn't like the F word, Frank. Dunn says, I still love Demon Souls, though. The atmosphere is just so good. Yeah. And don't laugh at him, Dungeon. Don't laugh at Freak, man. He he relishes that. That's what he wants. Don't feed the troll, man. Just, move on. Anything else you've been playing, Break?
I played some more Double Dragon Neon. I think I'm about done with that game. Just unless I feel like just punching something for a couple minutes, just hitting today. Hey, okay, that's good.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
all right,
I plan to get to some of the other games. I'm sitting here waiting. I want to play.
Well, I mean, after
I gotta finish Dungeons, so I can get back, so I can finish Gears.
Yeah, I still gotta finish Gears too.
Yeah.
So
like the single player wasn't bad, just it wasn't like I wasn't overwhelmed with it enough, like where I wasn't drawn away by another game.
Yeah, that's the same feeling I had, man. I'll talk a little bit that in a little bit. All right, Eric, what have you been playing?
A bit. I played a tiny little bit of Pokemon Ultra Sun, and then I played Mighty Goose, which is a Metal Slug clone of sorts, but you play as a goose.
That sounds interesting.
Is it like Duck Goose with machine guns?
Duck Goose.
And then I did Resident Evil Village Knife Only Run, which Frank watched.
Yeah, that was... Okay, that's insane. Let me talk about that real quick.
Well, I played on casual, so it was easier to do, so...
Still, holy fuck. Eric went through Resident Evil Village in just
And
over.
I was also trying to speed run the game.
Yeah, and he did it in just over 2 hours, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah, like just under 3 hours.
It was incredible. That run was absolute. He at the end. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there were enemies galore, and he just. I don't know how you survived all that, Eric. It was crazy. It was a cool run to watch.
Chris
sure.
is very tanky boy.
Yeah, for sure. What else you been playing, Eric?
I played a little bit more of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. And I also played Ascalon, which is a Metroidvania RPG-ish game. And I also played Pekka for a bit. And you weren't kidding, Frank. It's dark as fuck. And the font colors that they used for the text and the text size combined makes it hard to read in portable mode.
Wow, that sucks. That really
so
sucks.
Yeah, it's already lost 2 points for me.
That
Damn.
sucks. All right. Anything else, Eric?
Which wouldn't be a problem if there was voice acting, but there isn't. So
Yeah.
you have to squint to read most of the time.
Yeesh.
I wonder how much better it looks on a dock mode, though.
Yeah, you might try that out, Eric. I'm gonna get it on the PS 4 or 5. I'm gonna get it there eventually, but because I don't do a lot of portable gaming, so maybe eventually I'll get it on the Switch. But anything else you've been playing, Eric? Before I delve into chat here, because there's an interesting little story here from Freak in chat.
That's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay. Freak says, months ago we sold our third car to my niece for $1. She moved to Wisconsin recently, left the car with my sister and brother-in-law, and told them to do what they wanted with it. They sold it to my mom's neighbor who wanted a car for his teenage daughter. Last night the daughter's boyfriend shot someone and left the scene in that car. Wow, that's crazy. Village of
So your children are no longer allowed to hang out with the neighbor kids, then I'm guessing.
Dungeon says Village of Shadows is ruthless even after grinding the easier levels difficulties for Jesus, I don't know what for gear, I guess. Because it does
not gear specifically, but working up to infinite ammo for said gear.
Yeah. And the Chris part hurts.
But if you have infinite ammo with the stake, you could pretty much kill everything on Village of Shadows without issue.
Yeah. Okay. I played a little bit of Gears 5, but I agree with you, Breakman. Gears 5, there's nothing wrong with the single-player campaign. It's just like, for me now, it's just more like, meh. It's like, oh, okay. It's more of the same, and I guess that's okay. It just... It didn't. I had to put it down, man, because I got to the point where, you can only kill enough things before you're just like, let me do something different, So I played a game called
unique ways to kill something. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But it's it's the same shit. It's shoot from a distance. If you have a sniper rifle, you shoot with the Lancer. You get up close, you grind people with the chainsaw. It's par for the course, It's nothing new, nothing innovative.
Yeah, they added like more kill moves, which is kind of cool. But still, like this is still the same thing with the chainsaw. Like turn it into a fatality or something.
Yeah.
I kind of like the more free and roamy areas of the game.
Yeah. I played a game called Abzu, which is and I finished it, so I might as well get into reviews here.
RPGrinders reviews.
Okay, Abzu is it's a self-contained, probably about a 2.5 hour game if you sit and play it like I did. It's a super relaxing experience. You play as I guess, and there's no voice acting. It's you play as like an alien diver is the best way that I can explain it.
You look like a normal diver to me, so
yeah,
you're
and no, there's some sci-fi elements in this game, implied sci-fi elements. It's a fantasy sci-fi diving adventure more than anything is the best way that I can describe it. You're basically just trying to put pieces of a puzzle together. You meet up with this shark that sharks are scary, but there's no scare to this shark. So you're basically on a mission to kind of follow where this shark has been, and there's a little, if you've ever played Journey, there's a story with Journey, right? And Journey is a great game, and this is a pretty good game. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it is pretty, and it is relaxing. You're not going to get killed by anything. It's not a shooting game.
If you want that, play Subnautica.
Yeah, that's another. It's similar in tone, I would say, Eric, to Subnautica, but a little different. Like it's more of an exploration game where you're just basically trying to, put pieces of it of puzzles together to get to the next area. Journey, the arcade game, Dungeon says. Let's see. Let me catch up on. So, I mean, Abzu's a pretty good game. I mean, I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. If you want just a real relaxing experience, if you're a trophy hunter, there's trophies to get.
Or you can play it on the Switch on the go.
Yeah, or you can play it on the Switch. It's worth the money. I paid I think $3-4 for it, but
I got it on PS Plus.
Yeah, and I actually bought it, but I didn't feel bad buying it because it's a fine game, and it's visually it's very pleasing. You meet up with a lot of undersea creatures, fish, stuff like that. You can ride alongside dolphins. You can, you get these little they look like cameras that go along with you, or maybe flashlights that kind of help guide the way and stuff. But you have to basically touch them, it fixes them, and they ride alongside you, and they kind of help you get to different areas and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a fine game. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. And if you want something completely the opposite of shooting things, then Abzu definitely is going to be a game you want to play. Let me get caught up on chat here.
It sounds like Freak has finally realized that Bliss Unleashed is a pay-to-win game.
Yeah, the only way I can get better gear is by buying it. Yeah, it's a pay-to-win.
Sucks.
Yeah, Journey Escape on the Atari 2600. Do you remember that, Break? Jesus. Journey Escape. Jesus. That would be an interesting game. I'd play that on the 2600. Freak says, I haven't found an upgrade since the level... Yeah, see, Journey the Arcade. Let's see, just wait for Lost Ark, yeah. Crafting doesn't make better gear as soon as I level up. Yeah, it's a pay-to-win game, Freak 5 for sure. Okay, Eric, you have... and you've been waiting for Breakman to come back for this, so your review of Ben 10, Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien.
Yeah, Break could co-op this with me.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so you're gonna definitely refresh my memory.
It's basically the sequel to the original Ben 10 series, and Ultimate Alien is really just seasons 3 and 4 because it's the exact same storyline. It's just more episodes. But
this is basically Ben 10 as a teenager.
But with
he's no longer 10; he's 16 now.
No, 15, and then
15. Sorry, you're right.
And
he
then
becomes
the next
16.
Series, and then Ultimate Alien, he's 16. And in Omniverse, which is the last series in this trilogy, I guess, of teenage Ben 10, is he's 16 and then he becomes 17. Like really early on, though. So it's more like 17-year-old Ben 10. But anyways, it takes place like 5 years after the events of the original. He finally went home from his summer vacation, and
that summer vacation finally fucking ended.
and even though he had alien adventures as 11-year-old, I guess he did another summer maybe. But and I guess aliens only bother him during the summer most of the time. Until he's a teenager, which then they bother him all the time. Cause
yeah, I know. Now,
at that point, the whole world
bitch.
knows who he is.
Yeah.
And he even this isn't so much an issue in the first series, but in Ultimate Alien, he even gets his own Jonah Jameson who's out to get him.
Yeah.
He gets a new Omnitrix, which is called the Ultimatrix. And, well, in the first series, it's just an upgraded version. Like it evolved somehow. They don't explain it. It's just something that
It
happens.
just happened, yeah.
And which makes me wonder why there even was a necessitation for the evolution function of the Ultimatrix, because
So they could sell more toys.
yeah, but if it can evolve all by itself, because his forms actually changed their design and they gained additional functionality.
Yeah. Like the
But,
Ultimate Alien forms are probably my favorite, I think, of the series.
Yeah, but the Ultimate ones are just even better versions of those. But
Right.
but when Omniverse happens, he doesn't. He have the ability to do that more, but he gets better at using the base one, so it doesn't really matter.
I do like that he changes through the years, like what his primary ones are. Like
Mhm.
there are ones that stick, like Forearms is pretty much always there, but
And since he is a teenager, the show's a little bit more darker. They play around with the idea that some characters might have died. And actually, at the end of the series, the story arc for Ultimate Alien, one of the guys that does die, and I wouldn't call him an antagonist, but he's definitely wasn't on the side of righteousness as we would be led to believe, or well, he deluded himself and think he was on the righteous path, but he eventually got corrupted by the weapon that he was trying to kill the ultimate big bad of that series, called the Dagon. But he was like the leader of this group called the Forever Knights, which we met back in the original series. But and they're kind of like they were kind of like space Nazis at that, or no, they were kind of like alien races, space racists at that point. So they're kind of like Nazis. But which is funny,
I like
because
space racist. That's a pretty good term right there.
but they were like alien space Nazis that they had to fight in the first series, and Ben defeated them by basically turning them the one thing that they absolutely would hate, which was to make them their DNA impure by incorporating other random alien DNA into their bodies to help them overcome their cellular degeneration from years of inbreeding, because
I
they
love
keep their
that.
bloodline pure.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. Okay.
So yeah, so like maybe that's how we beat actual Nazis. We just gene spliced them until they realize they're no longer Aryan anymore.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
God.
I got
Oh my
news.
God! As soon as you do that, those guys start begging for reparations.
Oh my God. Yep. Yep. That's true. That's
Our
true.
ancestors were oppressed. Dude, they weren't your ancestors until 2 seconds ago. What the fuck?
So what are you giving
Anyways.
Ben 10, Eric?
So I'm gonna give both seasons the same score. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Wow, that's good. I need to watch this Ben 10, man. Sounds really good. You always
Oh yeah. Also, Gwendolyn, she learns that she's an alien, and in fact, so is Ben and Kevin. But Ben didn't receive any of the alien powers his Anodite grandmother had, so he's basically pure human.
yeah.
Genetics works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Like for
Well-
instance, the Dominatrix was never meant to be him. It was meant to be his grandpa's in the first
Yeah.
place.
But
I
I don't know
they
how good
share
of an
DNA.
idea.
So.
I don't know how good of an idea that would have been, though, considering how old his grandpa is.
Yeah.
I know, but he's still like kicking ass in Omnitrix
Yeah.
years. So
Hey, break
But,
he's only got black eyes, which is
But
that weird.
Ben 10,000, which is what he called himself in the future, like 30 years later, that teenage Ben runs into at some point, because of they made references to like a bunch of other shows like Doctor Who, because there's a character called Professor Paradox who looks exactly like the Tom Wyatt Doctor Who.
Yeah. Okay.
But like he ends up running into a future version of himself, and apparently he's learned the ability to just use the powers of the aliens without turning into them. But I forget what I was going to say after that, but that was kind of neat.
And they do seem they try and hide like his future from him, but they're like glimpses. They do give us glimpses of his future, like that he gets married eventually and has kids. Or a kid? Is it just one kid?
Yeah, one kid.
One kid,
But
yeah.
but that was apparently from a non-canonical future, and I think the canonical Ben 10,000 is still single.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, because they do. You're right. They do 2 different versions of Ben 10,000,
Yeah.
or at least 2. I think they bring it back or 3 times maybe.
Yeah, there's like 3 different versions, and
Okay,
that comes
yeah.
into play in Omniverse because multiple different timelines come
Right.
into play.
Hey, Breakman, I got a question for you. Did you
Hmm.
did you see the news about the Castlevania spinoff?
No, I haven't.
They're doing a Castlevania spinoff with Richter, but
Interesting.
they're saying that Richter is the son of Trevor and Sypha.
Which isn't right, but maybe that's
Hmm.
just them taking license with the story.
Yeah, to kind of continue from where the story is, I guess. So you're like not, so they can keep some of the characters from the original, maybe. I guess.
I
But
guess.
yeah, like I forget who Trevor's kid was, but that's Simon's
I'm
dad.
pretty sure it was Christopher.
No, I don't think it was Christopher. I think Christopher was older.
Yeah.
I think he came before that. His son was Soma or something. No, what was his son's name? Shit, I forget.
Where?
But his
I don't
son
think-
gets
I don't-
corrupted in the second one. He has to save him.
So if Treasurer's son isn't Christopher, then he was somebody we don't get to learn about.
So-
and
so
then
I think
Simon-
so. I don't think we ever knew his name. Actually.
Simon was like one of the first Belmonts, right?
no,
No, he's really old in the timeline. Like Simon's the grandson of Trevor.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. So that maybe they're headed towards a Simon.
But they've
series.
there's never been like a history of showing us like told us who Simon's parents were per se. So
Yeah.
it
Okay.
could have been any
All right.
Belmont they've never used. So I
Okay.
guess they're just gonna use Richter and screw up the whole timeline. But whatever,
Yeah,
based on what
they'll
I know,
retcon.
I think Simon is supposed to be the son of Sholiu, who was Christopher's son.
Okay. All right. So maybe they're just getting rid of Christopher altogether.
I think that was more of a retcon to add the Game Boy in there. I don't think that was actually real.
Okay. We
Because I think Christopher's older. Like the oldest is Leon.
yeah.
It started with Leon Belmont.
Oh, I got you. And that was Lord of Shadows, if I remember correctly, right? He was in
No,
Jesus
Lord of Shadows
Christ.
Gabriel, and he's completely new creation for Lord of Shadows.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's move on. We gotta move on here to everybody's favorite segment.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the Week.
Breakman, you are up.
Okay, I've got a few. Obviously, I had pneumonia last week. It fucking blew. I couldn't eat for like 5 days, or I couldn't keep anything down, I should say, because anytime I tried to eat, even just like soup, wouldn't stay down.
Yeah.
But so got antibiotics. Great, I feel better. But I didn't get to complain about any of the mass shootings that happened while I was gone. So
Well, that's almost every day, man. I mean, it is every day on average. So.
that's why I don't want to forget about it. I just want I keep bringing it up. Like we were joking about what happened in chat. Like he's Freak saying his neighbor's girl or boyfriend shot somebody, and like
Yeah.
it's such a common act anymore.
Yeah, we just
We're
gloss
joking
over it.
about it.
Yeah.
We just went on like, oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
well, it's America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It shouldn't be like this. There's no reason for there's absolutely no reason for it to be like this.
Yeah. No, I
Just
agree.
money. I mean, obviously money is the reason that all this shit happens, but
Yeah.
no, you got oh, here we go. Ooh, Quest is cooking
Wait, what? You broke up,
You cut
Breakman.
out.
the tree of the Belmont family. I'm sorry. I'm looking up in chat. We got the family tree of the Belmont family via Questbuster.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Dungeon. Appreciate that.
So Sarah and Leon were the first, right? We knew that. Unknown descendants, and then they have Trevor and Sypha.
Uh-huh.
Well, the weird thing with
Unknown
Leon
descendants.
is that they include Sarah here, but Sarah dies, so I guess he remarried at some point.
I'd imagine he has to knock somebody up. So like, Trevor, and then they said 2 unknown descendants before we get to Christopher Belmont. Shit, scroll down here. Soleil Beaumont, that's his name, his son.
Yeah,
And then-
in the Game Boy version they screwed up his name and it says Soliu instead.
Maybe that's why I was so confused with it. And then it says unknown descendants, and then Simon. But I the way I thought the original Nintendo manual had it was that Trevor was his grandfather. Simon.
So we're just skipping Simon altogether and
No,
going straight
no,
to Richter.
Soleil, and then it goes to Simon, and then we're not to Richter yet.
Yeah.
Just Belmont. He was on the Game Boy, I think DS games. Then we get to Unknown Descendants, and then we get to Richter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that. Like if this is, they're skipping Simon in this whole thing. You know, it's
They're
crazy.
skipping a lot. Like this, that's a jump in history too, because like Richter Belmont's like the 1800s, isn't he? Like 18th
God,
century.
You're asking the wrong
Because
person.
then
man.
after that, we get into the Bloodlines, Castlevania Bloodlines story, which is like the 19th century.
Yeah. All right, we need to move on here. What you got
guys,
for
I forget their
Stinkos,
names.
man?
Okay, so obviously more shootings, horrible fucking. I mean, Florida alone's had 3 mass shootings this fucking last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And one state alone should not have 3 mass shootings an entire year.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What else you got, Break?
And the other one goes to the American people who caused us to waste 60 million vaccines of J&J's COVID vaccine because for whatever reason, a lot of Americans don't want to get it. And, that 60 million could have saved lives. Maybe not here, at least. And maybe we could have took them to another country.
Like India, who's suffering the worst COVID outbreak in all of the world. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. What else you got, man?
That's enough, isn't it? I mean, that's how fucked up everything is. We got murdering. People are killing each other by shooting and then by not doing anything.
Yeah.
Just not going to the doctor.
Yep. If you go to the timelines, Lord of Shadows, Simon's the son of Trevor and Sypha. Freak says, Mrs. Freak Day is coming up in a couple of weeks, so I ordered her a present last night.
Frank!
What?
I'm so sorry.
What?
Happy Frank Day.
It's not yet. Not yet. Not till later this month.
I thought I passed it.
No,
No.
the first was C1's day. You didn't pass it.
Oh, okay.
There's still time to recover.
I was feeling pretty bad about that. Like I forgot, and then
Break.
I kind of gave Frank my copy of Final Fantasy VII for his birthday.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I picked up the PS5 version, and he could just upgrade to that version.
I mean, Breakman, since you're feeling so down that you thought you missed my. I mean, there's still time to pick me up an Xbox X.
You still have to buy the DLC, Frank. That's all I have to say.
That's fine. I'll buy DLC. It's no problem. So yeah,
Like
you still got time to give me an Xbox X, Breakman. So just saying. Freak Five says.
What you should do, you should buy a Series X, then scalp it, and then buy another one for yourself and Frank.
Yeah,
I thought it was like last week, and then I got so sick, and
no.
Never said anything, and I'm
No,
like,
it's not till the 26th of this month, man. Don't worry,
Okay,
you got it. You got time to give me that Xbox X, man. It's all
Yeah.
good. Freak Pie says Mrs. Freak Day is coming up, so I ordered her a present last night. I chose the shipping option, which is $8. Should be delivered in 7 days. Put in my payment info and get to my receipt. At the bottom of the receipt, it says orders of $55 or more have free delivery, and my order was more than $55 before it was like $55.01. Yeah, only $8 if it's supposed to be free. I want my $8 back. I agree. Get your money back, man. Call that company. They should do that. Papa Gabby.
I'm gonna say this: Art Laffer isn't worth $15.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Freak 5. The motherfucker said for those people who are coming into the labor force brand fresh.
There's some show named Art Laffer. That's who he's talking about right now.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if this was 1985.
Yeah, not even then. I think maybe. Yeah, 1985 sounds about right. But okay, Eric, I did not see a stinko on your.
I guess I could say like Biden for proving that he's almost as bad, if not as bad as Trump.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all know that, man. Like we talk about that a lot. Why do you say that in particular this week, Eric?
He's
siding more specific.
He's basically sided with a bunch of anti-LGBTQ groups.
Ugh. Well, there you go. I mean, I got some more on that kick. All right, Hunter Biden is a racist piece of shit, just like his dad. Joe Biden. And if nobody thinks Joe Biden's an actual racist, just look at his fucking voting record through all the years. I mean, all the way up to the Obama years. He's a piece of trash. But Hunter Biden had some leaked text to his lawyer calling black people the N-word. So if you didn't think Hunter Biden was a bad dude before, maybe this will change your mind. But most likely you're a racist and it wouldn't change your mind. So who cares? Let's see. Florida just... did you see this, Breakman? Florida has now made it illegal to teach critical race theory in schools. So that sets
I
us...
thought that was several states, not just Florida. It was.
but I'm talking about Florida. They just did it. Their governor, Ron DeSantis, is an all-time piece of shit, and he might be running for president. So that might be your next president right there. So that's another piece of shit. And I'm going to give a stinko to McDonald's drive-thru.
To be fair to schools, most schools don't teach race theory at all. So.
Well, I understand that, but to make it illegal?
Like, how many people are taught about what happened in Tulsa?
Right, nobody.
Tulsa massacres are never talked about in school.
Right.
I don't remember hearing about it.
No, I never did either, Breakman. Of course.
Over 300 Americans were murdered that day. You'd think that would be a big story.
Nope, not a big story to racist. That's just how it is. Okay, the last one's, I mean, this is a kind of a minor one compared to what we've been talking about, but McDonald's drive-thru, all right? Bernie and I went to McDonald's today to get a couple of ice cream cones. Very simple, right? 2 ice cream cones. How hard is that? Well, we get up to the drive-thru window after paying, of course, which, by the way, they went way up in price. Go to Sonic's instead. They're cheaper. It's $1.29 for an ice cream cone at Sonic's, and they're bigger and better. But we go to the drive, and they tell us, oh, we need you to go pull into space 1. And I'm like, for 2 ice cream cones? I had to wait for ice cream. I'm like, how is that even possible? That you guys
you might as well have just done a mobile order before.
I might as well went in. I went through drive-thru for a fucking reason. It's a hot day. I wanted ice cream, to cool down a little bit. It's fucking 90 degrees. And we have to wait for fucking ice cream. I'm like, meanwhile,
I don't have a Sonic near me.
5 people. 5, I counted them, 5 with food, big orders, went right on by, no problem. I'm like, and it wasn't like they were working on their machine. I saw somebody with an ice cream cone in the lobby, so it wasn't like they were waiting for somebody to put more milk or some shit in the machine. Like they couldn't process that we ordered 2 ice cream cones. So yeah, there you go.
Wyland had a suggestion for you. He said your first mistake was going to McDonald's for an ice cream.
I agree.
McDonald's is the only place you could go for ice cream, and then what are you gonna do?
I agree, Wyland, but it was right. It was convenient. So I my bad. My bad won't happen again. I'll go out of my way to go to Science.
So you don't even have like a mom and pop shop you can go to?
No, man. Like we were right there.
I was asking Eric because it sounds like he only has a McDonald's around him.
Yeah.
McDonald's and Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Oh, Baskin Robbins. I don't think
I
I've ever been to a Baskin Robbins.
Kind of hate the flavor of their ice cream. It tastes weird for some reason.
I like Baskin Robbins. I just don't like that.
And their milkshakes are expensive.
Baskin Robbins doesn't serve soft serve ice cream, so whatever. They get their ice cream using the Earth Core elevator, so that's why.
Wait, they have Dr. Pepper floats at Arby's?
Yeah, they do. I like, but I have to have diet. I don't know if they have.
I like the Jamocha shakes more.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Okay. All right. So that's there you go. Those are my stinkos for the week. Let's move on to happier thoughts.
Dude, what does my nephew say?
Freak said, "Why you're going to McDonald's for ice cream when you know their machines are going to be broken?"
Of course, that's the reason it took so long is because they get their ice cream using the Earth Core elevator from Total Recall.
Yeah. Yeah. Baskin Robbins is. I like Baskin Robbins. They just don't have soft serve ice cream dungeon. I like soft serve ice cream.
Yeah, that too. It's like you either get a sundae or you get a shake there.
Their chocolate is tasty along with the mint chocolate chip is fantastic at Baskin Robbins. I agree, Dungeon. That's really good. Then they closed. There's a lot of them that closed Dungeon because of COVID. I've yet to pay full price for a float there.
Well, technically, it's a Baskin Robbins and a Dunkin's donuts duplex.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see.
And it's kind of attached to the Circle K that's there. So all three of them are like
What?
crammed together.
What about a UDF? Do you guys have UDFs around there?
The closest UDF is in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay. Now that we're talking ice cream hour here, anyway. All right, Sweeto of the week.
I think their one is Rock Creek, but Rock Creek's not worth the trip either.
All right. Breakman, your Sweeto of the week, please.
Okay, I got a couple. One of them just happened earlier today. The DOJ apparently is going to take up the fight against these voter suppression laws that are going, out of control across the country. At least somebody's trying to do something, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not putting all my faith into it.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
but
on the same token, they're also the same DOJ that's going to defend Trump in that civil lawsuit that he's got going on. So there's that.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Whatever. I don't know what else to say about that, but just the fact that maybe hopefully somebody is going to do something, because God knows we can't depend on Democrats to fight the Republicans. They want to work with them as much as possible, and Republicans just out and out flat are doing everything they can to rig an election in plain sight.
Yeah, and Joe Manchin's a piece of shit. He's a Republican in Democrat clothing, man. He really is, and there's nothing the Democrats are doing to curb that nonsense.
And what's her name from Arizona?
Oh, Kristen Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, she's anything but cinnamon. Trust me, she's awful. Okay, Bernie's laughing over here. All right.
You can't mock her because you're disparaging a woman. You're the one who fucking curtsied while sitting in your horrible vote.
Right.
Don't blame us for what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not misogyny. That was you being an asshole.
Exactly. She was an asshole during that vote, man. That was the worst. Okay. Breakman,
I did actually have one more, and it goes also to another government official.
Okay.
And it's because everybody on the planet's fucking piling on her, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, Ilhan Omar.
What did she say that was wrong?
Nothing. You got all these fucking Israeli. I call them Israeli plants.
I don't like Omar for being part of the squad and doing nothing, but at the same time, she doesn't deserve what happened to her.
Yeah. No. She actually spoke up against what's going on against the Palestinians.
How many politicians actually speak up against stuff like this? No, they all want to bend over. We know most of our government wants to kowtow to Israel.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, it's anti-Semitic. What? How is that?
That's just
some
ridiculous.
Country as a religion, then?
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it, man. Anytime somebody supports BDS, the BDS movement, they get all butthurt and it's just crazy, man. You have to be able to criticize your government and other governments if they're doing wrong.
And the American government has done horrible things to countries across the planet for as long as they've had the power to do it.
Yeah, the United States is a scourge, no doubt, man. No doubt.
There have been countries we've helped, but there have been so many countries we've destroyed too.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Why were we in Vietnam again?
Exactly. Oh God, man, I could go on and on about that, Breakman. Let's just move on, man. It makes me sick every time I think about it.
I'm just saying that somebody has the guts to say what's right in our government, and what they get shit on for it, fuck everybody, because that was the truth.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. All right, Eric, no Sweeto for you this week, I see, so I'll just go on with mine. I mentioned last week I saw Conjuring 3.
Oh, I can mention one.
Okay, go ahead, Eric.
Basically, throwing it out there on my wall on Facebook that still lying yourselves about Biden, and it's about how he was supporting all the anti-LGBTQ groups. Because I know a few people on there, and one of our former co-hosts are kind of delusional about Biden's record.
Yeah, definitely.
And they use the he's not Trump talking points, even though he's like Trump. It's nobody gave me negative responses to that. So either nobody's paid attention or nobody can talk back to me because I know I'm right.
Yeah. Freak 5, no, that's not who I'm talking about. And good thing I didn't have that on camera. I would have got RPGrinders channel banned on Twitch.
Wow.
Okay. My Sweeto is I saw Conjuring 3, which I gave a favorable review. I saw it again. I might have dropped my score down to a 7. I don't think it was the strongest in the Conjuring.
I I like the Conjuring series, but the more I read about the real life charlatans
Yes.
who these movies are based around. I'm having a hard time wanting to go see it when I'm like, wow, did they get some of the money for this? Because I can't think of anything worse. I don't want them
How
to
do
get
we
anything for this.
rehabilitate shysters?
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
We make fictional versions of them that look good.
I mean, they successfully got the whole. Never mind. But
Look,
fighting the whole bringing up possession for murder and stuff like that, getting that to even go to trial was insane.
Actually, I agree, but there's a good point made in that movie, Breakman. If you put your hand on the Bible and you swear to God, you acknowledge the existence of God. Well, then you have to acknowledge if that's where your mindset is, then you have to acknowledge the opposite, the devil, right? So I don't mind the defense so much. I mean, juries saw right through that nonsense, and they convicted the guy. But I agree with you, man. They were charlatans, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the movies. There's lots of things that, I don't believe in aliens, but I like alien movies. I don't believe in ghosts. I like ghost movies, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point. Like I said, it's just because what I've been reading. I'm sure maybe by October or something, I'll be like, okay, I'm kind of cooled off from
right.
it.
And by the way, I agree with you. They were absolute charlatans. The Warrens were nonsense, horrible human
Isn't
beings.
she still alive?
I could talk about that
I
for
don't
hours.
think either.
I could talk about that movie for hours.
I'm sure you could,
I could.
Bernie.
I thought she was still alive. He isn't.
I don't
She
think
was.
either is alive. I think she passed away a year or two ago, man. She was. Yeah.
Recently. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, they both were charlatans, no doubt, man. No doubt whatsoever. 100% stupid. But speaking of stupid, we have a new segment we're going to try out this week, and I'm going to put a link into chat, and I gave you guys the link. I don't know if you saw the link, Breakman.
Yes.
Okay. Bernie and I.
Was it about a dog? Just to
No.
clarify.
Yes.
then I
That.
got it
Yes. That. It's a.
Okay.
Okay.
Then yes. I meant.
Okay, Bernie and I were talking about social media, right? I'm big on YouTube. I love YouTube. I think YouTube is a good thing for the most part. There's all manners of interest on YouTube, right? And you don't have a length of time. It's not like Twitter, just little short snippets of emojis and stuff like that. And, it's not Facebook where everything that you do or say is going to be recorded, et cetera, for future use or whatever. I like YouTube, right? But we got into the discussion about TikTok, right? And I don't get TikTok, right? I know it's probably because I'm a little bit older or whatever. I just don't like it that much, from what I've seen. So we had this back and forth. Bernie loves TikTok. I think that's her favorite social media site by far. I happen to like YouTube. Second, of course, Twitter, although I'm not on Twitter that
If you use
often.
TikTok, aren't you supporting Russia?
Yeah. No, China. You're supporting China.
Oh, all right. China.
Okay. So we got into this thing. Freak Pie says, I do believe in aliens. I just don't think they're visiting her. I don't either. I think there's alien life form, but I don't know if we're the pinnacle or not.
Microscopic alien life.
Freak 5, but anyways. We got into this discussion about TikTok. I happen to think TikTok, for the most part, is really stupid. She happens to love TikTok and thinks it's really funny most of the time. So she was like, well, why don't we let people in chat and on the internet decide whether or not TikTok is funny or stupid. So I said, okay, Bernie, I'll go down this route. So I said, send me some TikToks that you think are really funny, and we'll decide if it's funny or stupid. So in chat, I'm giving you guys. Actually, I'm not going to give you guys the URL. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the URL right now. You guys have seen this. I think I gave you guys the thing. It's a dog. This one's a dog. But here we go.
Show them, girl, yeah, boom, boom, ba, 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 ba. Get it, get it, get it, get it, ow, ow, ow. Show them, girl, yeah, boom, boom, ba, 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 ba. Get it,
Okay.
get it, get it, get it, ow, ow, ow. show them.
Okay, for those
I have a
that
question for you.
yes.
Is Bernie 10 years old?
She might be. Okay, now this particular video is of a dog with a bunch of stuff just basically balancing on his ass, okay? With the music and okay, I'm going to give her a little bit of credit on this one. It did make me chuckle a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was fairly funny. So, what is your assessment, Breakman? Funny or stupid?
Wow. I believe I've judged it on a scale of 1 to never want to watch it again, and I'm going with that one.
Okay, so you're.
But I do have one question. Everything looks real on the dog's butt except the toilet paper, which seems the most plausible for the dog to balance. Why does that one look fake to me? I don't understand.
Okay, you know what? Let me look at that again, man. Maybe I missed it. Let me real quick. Let me look at it again, and we'll judge it here. Let's put the music on. Why not? Let's see.
Get it. Get it. Show them, girl. Yeah, boom, boom, bop.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna say this one's funny, and that is real toilet paper, Breakman. So you think it's stupid? So it's up to Eric. Funny or stupid, Eric?
It's stupid, but because it's stupid, it's a little bit funny.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So there you go. Funny this week, Bernie. Bernie wins this week, so it is funny this week. We'll see if it's
So what is this feature called now?
funny or stupid.
That's what we're calling it?
That's what we're calling it. Funny or stupid. So this week, TikTok is funny, according to the Grinders. So there you go, Bernie. A little bit of justification on your journey, your TikTok journey. So she'll be sending us more really stupid but maybe funny videos in the future, just to let you know. So there we go. We have determined this week TikTok is funny. What does chat say? I wonder if chat thinks it's funny or stupid. Let me hit enter just in case you guys didn't get that link so you can take a look at it. Let us know if you think it's funny or stupid. All right. So now we're going to be moving on. I'll have a new
Wait, no, they're talking about Bernie's OnlyFans, but they didn't say what the content is for the week.
What's the content for the
Is there a
week? 'Cause I
deal?
don't
What's
know.
going on?
What? Bernie's favorite sauce is his OnlyFans. How dare you?
We need to do a free for all, don't we?
Yes, Eric, I'm getting to that right now. All right, Eric, what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about more than anything. I think I want to talk about my topic that I put at the end. The
Okay.
gentrification of anime and the curse of Netflix.
What do you mean by this, Eric? Because this was intriguing to me. When I saw this topic,
I kind of didn't want to talk about it because I know you guys don't have much of skin in the game in the anime community. So it'd be hard to explain it to you.
No, I do, Eric.
Or get you to maybe like see my point of view.
Well, let's understand it. Let's go through it, Eric. What are you saying by the gentrification of anime?
Now you know how Netflix has been acquiring a bunch of different anime properties.
Yes.
And they've been passing them off as original animes.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought they were just buying up the properties and they're keeping them as is. But I didn't. This is new to me.
The biggest problem that I have of the animes that Netflix acquires for streaming is severalfold. It's not only is there binging format where they have to acquire an entire quote unquote season, however they determine how long the season is, to happen before they'll put the show up. So the shows on Netflix anywhere else are airing weekly, and we don't get them until they're done usually, unless they're a shonen anime, and then there'll be a certain number of episodes before they'll put them out, and that may or may not be part of the reason why shows like Hunter x Hunter don't have the rest of the episodes up.
Okay.
But that happens. So, and they'll acquire an anime like Evangelion, that also happens, but because of that, physical releases are kind of nebulous unless it's specifically worked out ahead of time, way ahead of
Mhm.
time.
Mhm. Okay.
Otherwise, like it might still happen, but who knows?
Yeah.
And so that's another issue. But they're also trying to pass off anime as something that they've created,
Oh,
and this
what's
was a problem.
Yeah.
This is also a problem that started way back when Castlevania was announced.
okay? What specific?
Now my issue isn't that Castlevania isn't anime, because it is. I mean, anime is just a shorthand term that the Japanese created for animation. So anything that's animation is anime.
Okay.
But the problem is they're trying to pass it off as something that they didn't create, and something that um, is kind of muddying the waters for people making distinctions between certain types of media.
Okay. What specifically?
Because of marketing. But
What specifically are you talking about, Eric? What has Netflix acquired that they're trying to pass off as their own creation? And I'm gonna
okay,
give you some examples of some things.
here's the biggest linchpin of the
Okay,
announcements that they
okay.
made this week. One of the shows that's gonna come to Netflix is I guess it's a sequel to Bright, but it's gonna be taking place in some fantasy Asian setting. But it's basically the same premise. Like there's an orc and then a samurai.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And but the thing is, it's being made for a Western market, but they attach the director of like some Japanese director.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not necessarily sure if there's an actual Japanese animation studio behind the movie at all. Not that that matters, but
Okay. All
but
right.
they're basically selling it basing on somebody's name.
I
And
guess my rebuttal to that, Eric, is Netflix does this with series as well, right? A good example is Lucifer, right? Netflix didn't create Lucifer, right? If it was WB or I can't remember which CW, one of those. It originally started there, right? And then it came to Netflix, and they say Netflix original, right? It's not a Netflix original. It came from an outside source, but that's how their marketing works. So I understand your point. Like, I just don't quite think it's gentrification. There's not enough of that on Netflix to justify the fact that it's gentrified. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They're not.
but like basically, I think the biggest problem people are having, and what I'm having, is corporations are eating up anime and commodifying it, and
But this
by
has been
taking
going
up-
on forever. Like
But-
Funimation, they basically invented that.
Yeah.
yeah, but this is even on a large scale now, because
I
they seem to
agree.
be ramping up.
That I
because,
agree with you, Eric. It is ramping up, and
I think they're destroying the anime community, and they're actually making it lesser, because by taking all these series, they're basically holding physical releases hostage, and by doing the binging model, shows longevity's at risk, because everybody's going to binge the show and then not talk about it for days and weeks on end, because they're not doing a weekly model.
That's a good and important topic that is right on the nose, Eric.
It's a very big contrast to what Discotech is doing. Discotech is doing a bunch of physical releases and preserving the history of the anime industry,
Yeah.
while Netflix seems to be destroying it.
Okay, that last point is a very good, well taken point, Eric. There is something to that. Like before when we were talking about series, I didn't understand your point about binging, right? Like I like binge watching shows. I don't like waiting week to week, but there is something.
Yeah, but I'm
Hold on.
patient. I can wait for a show to end before I watch
I understand,
it,
but let
I'm
me
usually
finish,
busy
Eric.
watching other
Eric,
shows.
Eric, let me.
But he means like that if you've been waiting for a show to watch, you can sit there and watch it all at once.
Yeah,
when
Eric,
you're ready.
let me finish here.
You don't have to do it right away, but you can
Right.
make the choice.
You made a very, very good point, though, Eric, and I want to acknowledge that. Like, there is something to the longevity of series if you hold out week by week, right? People tend to talk about series on a weekly basis if you dole them out in weekly doses, right? So there is something to that, and longevity is a big key. But I think Netflix is also doing something, and Castlevania is a very good example of this, where yes, you may have shorter lifespans of series, like 2 to 4 years, but then they do if they start doing things like spin-offs, is that really 2 to 4 years? It's more like 8 years or 6
But part of
years.
me
Or,
also thinks that like maybe it's a necessary evil. If Netflix can sell anime to a wider audience, and maybe, I know this is a long shot, but maybe by that extension they can improve the state of the animation industry on a global scale as a whole, then maybe it's worth taking a hit.
I agree.
Or two.
I agree, Eric. Maybe, but I don't think that the anime genre in general is going away in Japan just because of Netflix. You know, if they, I mean, look at the success of something like Attack on Titan or
Well, I'm not debating that though.
no, I know, but I'm just saying I don't think Netflix is going to kill the anime industry is what I'm saying.
The other thing that's bothering me about this is that people immediately went into discourse of versus what an anime is and what an anime isn't, which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you fighting about this when you should be complaining about how underpaid these studios are?
That's a great point, Eric. Great point. Dungeon in chat says Netflix trying to say they created anime is like saying WoW was the first MMO.
Or how Kevin Smith seems to be taking sole credit for the new Masters of the Universe show, which does look awesome.
It does
but
look awesome.
I think he was only. I feel like the only thing Kevin Smith actually did was throw money at it to make it happen and do the initial pitch.
Yeah, no, I look, Eric, we're not arguing here.
I kind of don't know if I want him doing the entire scripts because Kevin Smith is Kevin Smith.
Yeah, but he's actually got a decent comic book mind, Eric. Like I don't mind him taking over that series and you know, if it's good, it's good. I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. We'll see when it comes out, Eric.
I mean, the Masters of the Universe looks like they took the 2000 reboot, which should have lived longer.
Yeah,
but they also had added the Castlevania flavor to it a little bit.
I like the anime
and like
style.
if you watch the trailer, Skeletor's pulling like a Wicked Weave Bayonetta type shit.
Yeah,
With a
man,
big
it looks
fist
cool.
Coming out of a portal.
It looks they did a comparison between the 83 series and this updated one, Eric, and I like it, man. Like from what I've seen, the anime anyways, the anime style, it's to me it looks cool. You know, I don't know, man. I'm excited for that series, but your point's well taken. I don't know if I'd quite call it the gentrification of anime, but maybe the curse of Netflix, like what you put here, might be more apt, Eric. We'll have to wait and see, though. Like it's not. I think the anime industry is actually thriving as a whole, just not the pay for the animators. And this goes all the way back, Eric. If you remember,
And by extension, we can also mention the manga industry, how they're overworked,
Yeah,
and underpaid.
yeah, exactly. But you can also, I mean, this goes back to a problem. All the way back to the likes of Blood the Last Vampire. I don't know if you ever remember that series, Eric. I don't know if you watched it. It's a little bit older by now, but it's a great little movie. It's like 45 minutes long, but the demands for that production were so great that I don't know how anybody survived that little anime. Man, it was crazy what the artist and writers.
I
and
never
all this.
watched the Blood TV series that followed.
The Blood TV series was okay. It wasn't great, but I'm just talking specifically about that movie. It was so demanding, you know, for the artist to do that particular and it put a focus on the pay and, you know, the slave drivers that was the studio behind that movie, man. And that's a widespread in anime widespread problem in anime even today. Maybe Netflix taking over and paying their artists the right pay is a good thing, Eric. And we might be.
Yeah, but I think the question is, are they? I don't know. If they are.
That's the question. I don't know if they are like that. But if they are, then it might be a problem that can solve itself with Netflix putting pressure.
They need to eliminate the binge model.
Maybe that there are certain series, Eric, on
At least when it comes to something that's being done weekly elsewhere.
Yeah, there are certain series that it's a good point, Eric. There are certain series on Netflix that release on a weekly basis. But I kind of like the binge model. You know, I like to be able to see things all at once. That way I can move on to other great things, you know. But you do make a good point about, the advertisement, the word of mouth coming week to week, stuff like that. Like Walking Dead was a good example of that. People were talking about Walking Dead forever, so I don't know.
Well, I think the show had like 11 seasons, even though most of those were garbage.
Yeah, I agree, man. I can't stand The Walking Dead now. It's a shell of its former self. But Breakman, did you have a topic you wanted to talk about this week, or?
I don't know what you guys. What were we talking about?
We were talking about anime in general.
I know. Yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about.
Eric, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about this week, or?
Do you want to talk about Chinese Zodiac?
Well, so I guess we can talk about that, man. I mean, we don't have a lot of time, but
I think we're gonna do that one later because I had a link that talked about the animal personality traits, but now I've misplaced it. So until I find it again, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's fine.
We talk about UFOs, like the craze of everybody's going crazy, but because governments release photos of UFOs, I don't think most people realize UFOs just means they were unable to identify it.
Yeah, unidentified flying objects is what.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's a UFO. Doesn't mean it's a space alien.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's a drone or some new technology. It just means they couldn't fucking figure out what it was.
Well, we can talk about cart rot.
Hang on one second, Eric. Let me go back to this topic that Breakman brought up. We'll talk about cart rot next week, Eric. But on the subject of UFOs, Breakman, like, could it be possible that one part of the military, aka maybe the Air Force and maybe the Navy, are working on different things, and they don't always communicate with each other? So maybe the Air Force picked up a certain type of drone that the Navy was working on, or the Army, or something of that nature, and there's no crosstalk really.
They've notoriously not worked well together.
Yeah,
so different branches of the military, that's they've tried to stress, and I don't know, but it's something they've tried to stress this century, is trying to get them to work together and stuff like that. But I know as late as the 90s, last century, they did not work well together.
No,
period.
that's right.
No intel. That's why. But actually, I think going into the 2000s, 9/11 was one of the things that happened because of lack of intel.
Yeah, lack of cooperation.
Lack of sharing intel.
Yeah, sharing intel. Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's something that I brought up to somebody, I think, on Twitter, and they weren't having any of it. They were one of these Trumpkin, piece of crap. Oh, the military's one force, and even though there's 5 branches and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're so full of shit. You do your homework and find out that they don't get along, right? Matter of fact, if you ask an Army guy to talk about an Air Force guy, what do they call them? Zoomies, Oh, those piece of shit, They never have anything good to say about each other. Same thing with the Navy and the Marines, even though the Marines are technically part of the Navy, or actually are part of the Navy. The Navy doesn't like the Army. The Army hates the Coast Guards. They think they're a bunch of pansies.
I had another sweet I completely forgot about.
Okay, can you hold off, Eric, and let me finish before you cut in there. But yeah, I agree with you, Breakman. Like, there's no communication hardly any communication between the branches.
Well, that's what you said. This was your point. I'm not going to take credit for it. That was your point.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that. It's just.
You're absolutely right. No communication between any of these stupid, huge billion-dollar industries, basically.
Right.
That's what they are. They're business industries.
Don't you wish, Breakman, that they would cut the budget on the military to, like, maybe half the budget?
We could save. This country could be completely rebuilt infrastructure-wise, and we could be probably out of debt if we just took our military bases off of the rest of the fucking world.
Yeah, and also we could still be number one in military.
And we would still be number one in military force. You're right, absolutely.
Right.
Like, all we would be doing would be stop spending money across the fucking world to, I guess, police every neighborhood we think we have to be in.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, Breakman, we still got to give
stealing shit from other countries by starting illegal wars.
Right. We still gotta
and actually export product by making product.
Right. And we still got to give $1 billion to Israel to bomb Palestine, man. I mean, come on. What else? Why? I mean, this is the way it goes. But somebody will hear that and they'll say that I'm anti-Semitic, and I'm like, you guys, man.
Well, how do you, yeah, okay, you people who want to say that criticizing Israel is anti-Semitic. What's anti-Semitic about bombing school kids? I believe Israel killed 11 school kids 3 weeks
You know what
ago.
they'll say? Hamas. They always bring up Hamas.
Wait, no, that's not an excuse.
So the
You can't
kids are
blame it on,
Hamas?
no, hold on, you can't blame this on a terrorist organization. That's not an excuse. Like, what, were they in the same building? That's not an excuse to kill school kids.
Oh, but there was
You want that to happen here?
that was a Hamas
No
intel
people.
spot, Breakman. That's where Hamas ran operations.
So if that's their excuse, then these are murderers. You're
Collateral-
a murderer. is
nope,
what you
it's
are.
not-
If you're saying I'm anti-Semitic, I'm
Breakman?
saying you're a murderer.
Breakman, it's not murder. It's collateral damage is what it is. It's collateral damage.
Ethnic cleansing. So you're a murderer and a racist.
I agree, Breakman, 100%, man. Like, what's going on in Palestine is crazy. The Gaza Strip is crazy. Saudi Arabia bombing, Israel bombing every fucking day. There was a journalist that was trying to cover, what was going on objectively, and she was arrested and told that she couldn't cover what was going on there, which is the exact opposite of what the United States proposes that we are. Freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, blah blah blah.
Well, we've done, but we say we're all pro-democratic and stuff, but we've interfered in the elections of so many other countries.
Bolivia,
This
Colombia,
This goes back to America
Venezuela.
not being this, like when Omar said that we commit atrocities. Duh.
Right.
America has. If you don't think it has, then you're stupid.
Did you see all the
or
Democratic
evil.
senators that wrote a nasty note denouncing what Omar said, calling her anti-Semitic, and I mean basically pulling a page out of the Republican book, calling Ilhan Omar. I mean, she's got a scary name. I mean, Ilhan Omar. I mean, she
Oh
might
my
be a
God.
Muslim.
Oh God! Phew. Oh man! Every time I hear that name, I get the cold sweats.
Right. That's how they act, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, she says same thing with Rashida Tlaib. Anytime she says something, oh man, people have a meltdown, man. They're like, for the love of God, just shut your mouth. I mean, ooh. She said something about Palestine. Oh, but Hamas. She's supporting Hamas. It's like, no, she doesn't. She doesn't support Hamas at all. Matter of fact, she condemns Hamas. You can do both. You can criticize Israel and you can criticize Hamas.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's what drives me fucking nuts about all the arguments. Is like, if you're not for one, you're for the other. Like, no, I'm not for people killing each other. So
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
Well,
That's
fighting
exactly.
over stupid land.
Yeah.
disputes.
Yeah. Eric, your sweeto that you wanted to bring up.
My sweeto is Taco Bell breakfast is apparently back now.
Oh God, they have good breakfast, man. The Crunch Wrap breakfast is really good there, man. I like it. Yeah, it's good stuff. It never left here, so we've always had the Wendy's has breakfast too.
Well, it's probably because Ohio's curfew thing probably nipped in the bud here for a while.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for this week. We'll have more topics for you next week, along with another funny or stupid TikTok video to discuss. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that. Did everybody in chat enjoy that? Let me know if you guys enjoyed it before we leave. All right. Breakman.
Well, I guess I just said I never had Taco Bell for breakfast, but I guess that's not really true because I've had Taco Bell at like 4 a.m. and shit. So.
I've had Taco Bell's lunch menu for breakfast.
It's a very basic
that's all they had.
It's basic breakfast, man. They got like like a bacon and egg crunch wrap. They got with like some, I don't know, some sauce or something.
Or you can get sausage or steak. for
Sausage,
breakfast.
steak. The steak is good, man. I like the steak there. It's really, really good. It's just cheapy, whatever, but it's good, man. It's good. I like it.
Probably more healthy than a McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah, maybe. None of that shit's healthy, man. Wyland says it's
I was
good.
gonna say I'm not going for fast food for health reasons.
Dungeon liked the segment, funny or stupid, so he said it's funny. So there you go. All right, thanks, Dungeon. Bernie will be happy to hear that. This is her brainchild that we're trying out for the next couple of weeks. See how it goes. All right, Breakman. Did you enjoy that segment, Breakman? Funny or stupid? I have a
Segment-
feeling you and
segment's
I
good. I
are.
like it.
You and I are.
Just give us a good one next time.
Yeah, give us a good one next time. She
I
said.
will go in the ditches of TikTok and get the best one for next.
Okay, we appreciate that, Bernie.
TikTok,
She's
hell, yay.
yeah. We'll have one next week for y'all. I'm sorry it
Alright.
doesn't translate to like the archives. You have to be in chat, but if you want to be in chat, 7 Eastern every Friday.
Listen live.
Yeah. Listen, or I mean, it's fun to just get reactions and stuff, you know. So I'll try to explain the best I can to the archivers, so you understand what's going on, and maybe I'll leave a link to the TikTok in our description or whatever. All right, Breakman, your plugs, please, sir.
You can follow me at RPGrinders on Twitter, where you can ask Dear Breakman a question. I would make an account for Harming here, but I don't think Twitter lets me. Shit.
All right.
Sad. Harmy's a little sad.
Yeah. Well, it's been a couple weeks since we heard from Harmy, man. So it's nice.
So you should, yeah, Harmy, you should be happy.
I love the enthusiasm in Breakman's voice when he said that. That was pretty badass, man. All right. Anything else, Breakman? All right. Eric, your plugs, please.
You could find reviews on sites I've written, or a site, but I've written reviews for, which is BostonBashBrigade.com. And then there's the feed, which has my audio reviews. And I do those occasionally as well. But if you won't like what I've either written or done on audio, you can go to my Patreon and support me by sending me as little as $1. That would, even $1 would help out. And you could go to the link to my Patreon on my Twitter account, which is at EricRPG.
All right, at EricRPG. Anything else, Eric?
Father's Day is next weekend. I'll mention again next week, but you can give your dad, if they're not deadbeat or something, a gift, or just keep them company for that day.
When it's next weekend, not this weekend. Okay, all right. I'll mention it next week then. All right. Yeah. For now, we haven't been suspended yet, Breakman. Thankfully. All right. I want to thank everybody in chat.
Also, fuck Nazis.
Fuck who?
Fuck Nazis.
Yeah, fuck Nazis. That's an all-time great statement. Special thanks to Freak 5 Chaos, Dungeon Buster. MXT was in chat today for a little while. Commander Root, our good friend Wyland, thank you so much. Lateraling, Public Enemy 821. I wonder who the other 820 Public Enemies are. Public Enemy. And Demon Kitty was in chat. Thank you guys and gals so much for joining. And also special thanks to all the archive listeners on wherever you listen to us, iTunes, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. Subscribe on Twitch. We really need Twitch subscribers. We're up to 50, which is pretty cool because we got affiliate status with Twitch. So, you know, let's keep that up because I don't want to drop below the 50. That would really suck. But, you know, subscribe on Twitch, twitch.tv/RPGrinders. And that is also where you can watch the show live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time. Breakman mentioned our Twitter at RPGrinders, you know, if you want to send in questions. Wyland says, what time are you wanting to do the netcode? What are you talking about? Freak5 says it.
First drive.
Oh. Freak5 says, if you use the same email as the suspended one to open a new account, that might be why the new one got suspended, Freak5 said to Breakman. So there you go, Breakman. That might be an answer to your question there. Let's see. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches if you have anything for me. So at Frank Branches on Twitter. And that's about. Oh, watch Castlevania. It's fantastic on Netflix.
Also,
man.
the Nintendo Direct is on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Anything else, gentlemen?
It's 40 minutes of Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Stay safe. Get vaccinated. Wear your mask until you are.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I do have some questions here. The theme on OnlyFans this week is water sports. Like, do you mean like those kind of water sports? Or do you mean there's actually going to be like a jet ski?
I'm
If there's
not.
a jet ski, I'm totally in.
Oh boy. I don't even want to mention anything on this show. That's personal, you son of a bitch, Freak Vibe. All right.
I don't think Frank has a jet ski.
Wow. Thanks so much, Eric. On that note, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we're out. Son of a bitch, Eric. Exiled. Wow. Oh man, Bernie's probably going to get Trump as a fan. Wow. I don't think she wants Trump as a fan. Freak Vibe. Oh, she's throwing up right now. Hey, thanks everybody in chat. We really, really appreciate it. You guys rock. Thanks, Dungeon. Really appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. We'll obviously see you back here next week.
Now it's time for maybe tomorrow. At some point, I'll go questing for a cinnamon pretzel.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
With chocolate frosting, but they probably only have vanilla.
Getting fatter just thinking about that, Eric. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we don't have an Auntie Anne's here. We have like a knockoff in the local mall of Auntie Anne's.
It is that kind of water sport. How dare you, Freak Vibe. Exiled. Later, everybody. Have a good week.